Greetings, traveler. You've just landed on the Mikey and Me podcast. But fear not. This is no mistake. No fault in the stars, no glitch in the matrix. I'm afraid this has all been planned, predetermined by powers known not to us. So pull up a chair and join us as we find our way together, for you are among friends. And so am I. Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Everybody is back. This is 2 weeks in a row. It feels wonderful.
Yeah,
the attitude is
this a
jovial.
record?
I had a nap.
I won't even bring it up. I don't believe in jinxes, but someone might, and that might
Have
be
you
enough.
seen Jinxes? I've been looking for
Jinx
him.
the
He
cat?
owes me a 20.
Oh wait, that cat. That cat owes everybody money.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's everybody been up to? Everybody had a good time since the last time we parted ways?
Sure. No, it's been a week. It's just been another week. Life week. I did go. I'm gonna say celebrate the life of a wonderful person that was tragically lost to the terrible monster of cancer.
Oh my gosh.
But so I just want to honor. It was a beautiful ceremony, and she was an amazing human. And I love you, cousin. And yeah, it's it's a sobering thing. It's everyone's affected by. Somebody that's died from cancer or something else. So it's a sobering thing, but it was a beautiful celebration of her life. Like, they nailed it, and she wanted everyone to wear pink. Like,
really?
so everybody wore pink. Like, I had to get a shirt. Like, it was really cool.
Yeah,
it was really cool. That just showed her character.
Yeah,
and what she wanted to, because people would always be wearing black by default.
Yeah,
but just going to places where people wearing pink, just the visual, the life that
good,
that creates is so cool. It just shows the kind of person she was. So, yep, just have to give her. There's a beautiful thing. But yeah, outside of that, it's been just a grind. How about you, Jeffers? That's good.
Chris, anything?
Working, L-I-V-I-N.
I just had the thought. Before we get into anything, does anybody have something that they thought was interesting that happened during the week you want to bring up real quick? Thing that happened you were like, oh, that was funny or that was stupid? Today, Anthony Davis started for the Mavericks. That's something that Chris was informing. What happened? You said again? Yeah, tell us how that went, Chris. Because I didn't.
I haven't seen. I just heard him talking on the radio about it.
So he played. He played some ball.
Yeah, it's a microcosm of his entire career.
This is local.
Played like
local
a top 5
Dallas
player in the world in the first half or quarter, and then got injured.
Got boo-booed, but I mean,
it's what happens when you trade young for old.
I mean, it just happens.
Which is crazy.
When you get guys for like when we got KP, we knew he'd be that way. I tell you what, man, I briefly touched on the magic of the 2011 season and what they did. Because Tyson Chandler, when we got him, he was a guy who was known to be injury prone. Yeah. So we literally got lightning in a bottle because he was healthy as hell the whole time. So it just goes to the magic of that wonderful thing that at least we all have that to remember.
We kept Eric on that team though. We didn't trade.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't get rid of him.
Chandler.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah. So that's been great. So what are we into here, Mikey? What we did, the movies and
you want to start off with the movies. The year was 1970, which we've been fumbling. You know what? I think
should do it right
damn
now.
near. I was gonna say before we even do anything, let's
so
spin the wheel.
You in the middle of the week.
Let's spin this wheel and see what year we land on for next year. It's gonna be 1937, and let me tell you, if it's 1937. I can already give you my top 10.
Oh, you're hearing the action here, hearing. Let's see if it's something we've got. 1961.
61. Yeah. Man.
I already feel it's a banger.
That's a ripe year. Look at Jeff. Year. Yeah, look at Jeff. Look at him.
Yeah, Jeff is like, I'm on vacation this week.
Jeff's
Dude,
done,
I love
man.
this exercise, honestly, because even movies that I've known and I know enough of.
Dude, you might as well just double up.
Hold on. I'm actually watching movies each week, so I don't.
I'm watching. I am.
Yeah, how many movies?
Hold
up. How many 1970 movies did you watch this week?
Including Patton, which is like 4 hours long.
Yeah, Patton is.
But I watched them.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying you have to.
No.
Every year deserves its. Every year
not
deserves
reluctant
its
to do the
respect.
work.
Did you watch Patton? I have it.
Dude,
Not-
that was
Yeah.
the thing though, Matt. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
get into it. We'll get into it. I'll there's only like a
Well,
couple.
that's
of good
fine.
movies for
That's
'cause,
cool. And that is
know.
not a problem. You might have 0 movies next week.
And I'm not saying I know.
Let
like,
him have
some
it, Jeff.
historian
Let him have it.
doesn't
Just
watch this
it's a good
podcast is
exercise.
gonna
All I'm
just-
saying, because it forces you to actually. Because
Broaden your horizons.
I came across a movie, so I can kick us off if you want.
My horizons are pretty broad.
They're pretty
It's
broad.
just-
I'll kick.
Man, like I know. You said Patton. I know Patton,
Exactly.
right?
So
I
that
saw
was
it
like
way
a
back
check
in the
that one
day.
off.
It's on the it's on the
Yeah.
AFI Top 100. But
I just hadn't
that
actually
one.
watched it all the way through, so that was a good exercise. But I'll start off with one that I stumbled across that I didn't even know existed. I think it's Hi Mom. It's Brian De Palma directed it, and it's our good friend Robert De Niro in it. 1970, early like. It's technically a black comedy, like, you know, the term like morbid style comedy, but actually has a huge racial message. But
We used to be a proper country.
let me just
Play the trailer.
hold on. I got to share. See, that one day it'll be easier to actually.
Man, this pug had a day, Matthew. This pug was at the park today. She played with 2 dogs.
Oh yeah.
She woke up this morning wrestling Allie's dog. She played with 2 dogs at the park. She's just had a hell of a day. Now she's over here. Look at her, zonked out. This little pug,
She ain't
man.
got no more fight left.
No, it's funny. This pug, she's got small battery, man. You know, you run that battery down, it's gonna take you a couple of days to charge that thing back up.
So Hi Mom.
And I think they'll be blowing them up faster than they can build them.
Make love, not war. Listen, I make love very well.
This is for, yes, a massage of the, as you see on the box. You see?
Oh.
For those hard to get at places.
Dude, its sense of humor is actually pretty ridiculous.
I've been watching them. I have all the photographs. I have all the film, the 8mm
There's-
film. And then I've got this telescope, you see, and I do this. And it's what I call peep art.
Too bad you don't have a lens.
Yeah, he's like some young.
You see that
He was in Vietnam, but
Huh?
doesn't even
Where are
matter.
you
He
gonna
comes
get that?
back
You don't
and
get
he's
that in a Fellini film. You come into one of these theaters, you
one-
do not
one's
go
trying
into
to
the
basically professional peeping Tom for these in New York for these this unit that he sees across the street, but it becomes much more than that. It's crazy.
Would you wait about 25 minutes?
You are a pillar in the
And then it
system
turns into
that is oppressing the
a
black
pretty
people and all the poor
compelling,
people,
like
no matter
this
what color they are.
I don't know
message
what
against
I'm talking
racism.
about.
but done in a pretty cool way.
You know, tragedy is it's a funny thing.
It's Brian De Palma. It's
Scarface.
yeah. So yeah, did not know that existed and did not
was
know
his-
what to expect.
What was De Palma's biggest movie? Was it Scarface?
Scarface probably.
Yeah.
Scarface.
But yeah, he's done
for
a bunch,
sure.
but yeah. Oh, so yeah. Hi,
Should
Mom.
I go next?
Yes, since you spoke up.
Just
Okay.
go.
Well, one of the first recommendations I will recommend is a movie that I would like to. I felt as though I would include a pick that anybody had access to. And what's something that anybody has access to? Any takers? Any guesses?
Tubi.
Water.
Tubi. Somebody's been
Not
paying
anybody.
attention in class.
Oh,
Might be water from Nobody.
Pull up the trailer for the
Nobody
movie
said
from 1970s, The Losers.
The loser.
It was a Tubi original in 1970.
Yeah, they were dudes. You didn't know Tubi's around then?
Bro almost had me spit beer on the microphone. Oh,
Tubi original.
y'all some O's, man.
that's right, Mikey.
Hang on, go down.
This right here.
Yeah, okay. Perhaps that
I
one.
feel like I already know what this is.
It's the one that they remade. It's the original. This might be a shitty trailer, Matt. Okay, no, this is good.
Did you see the trailer we just watched?
By instinct, mercenaries by profession.
Chet Davis is in one of these 3 huts. We don't know which one. There's 2 small trails leading into here.
Okay.
That's why you need the bikes. Speed's all you got going for you.
The bread, man.
I'm a full-blooded American boy, Captain.
Oh, fake
face,
ass
dude.
Gene Wilder.
The face is making.
It's just natural face. It's a relaxed
Exactly,
face, Matt.
that's
It's
his
just
natural
his
face.
natural relaxed face.
Is that Wolverine?
Oh yeah, bro. It's some
The loser.
sad shit happens, dude. Yes,
They remade this.
that's what I said. This little movie. Yes,
Right?
Steve
to an
Zahn.
extent. Steve Zahn. Just, yeah, Chris missed that
put
guy's
that
visor.
ball.
Look at his visor.
It's Captain America. Yeah.
Captain America, the other one.
Mm-hmm. It was problematic.
This is an instance where they wanted to, if no one saw the movie, they at least want to show all the crap that cost a ton of money
Yes.
to do.
Yes. They're like, we're going to have fun. No, but it was sick.
People
that thing
were
was
gonna
badass.
see
Dude had the
everything
machine
we
gun
blew
on
up.
that thing. That trike. That trike was no joke, dude. Look at that.
They did this in, 50 takes, right?
Dude, no, this was all one take.
Yeah.
Bow. That PPSH.
PPSH.
Yeah, dude. No, this movie's sick.
Comedy Love.
This looks quite entertaining.
Bro, it's badass.
Like
Bah!
Chuck Norris and them ripped it off with his motorcycle.
Hey, Bill
Delta
Smith.
Force, it looks like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're welcome in advance.
Looks like a fucking. Looks like a cocaine. Fucking
All right, hear me out.
You're not on board for that?
All right, let's see what your fucking cinematic masterpiece
Yeah, what do you
is.
got? What's yours, Jeff?
Megalopolis Part 1.
I have a first mine is a question. Is this a Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid year? Is it the
Oh, you just
1970s?
Oh, so someone.
Can we go to the facts?
Any reason.
I'm asking first.
Somebody's
He's
just
like-
guessing.
he's
He's
like,
like,
I'm
God,
gonna
I
y'all
hope.
figure
I'm
that
gonna
out.
name a bunch of old
He's
movies.
like, I hope
I
Butch
have-
Cassidy was this year.
I have conflicting. I have conflicting information.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Sometimes
just
Jeff
asking.
do be. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna look it up. Let me
Yeah,
see. I'll look it up. I got it.
I'll get some support from
Let
my
me.
friends.
Here,
on
all right,
this.
yeah. Let me support. Let's see. Yeah, Butch Cassidy.
Butch ass man.
Butch
ass, you see?
Cassidy.
I just. need
Well,
to rule it.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid was 1969.
Godfather came out this year, though, right?
Nice.
We don't have to search today for that, but Godfather was right.
No. Godfather did not.
Good. I'm glad it didn't. Just making sure. All right, Jeff, what do you got? What's
He-Man came out this year, though, right? Can we look that up?
I guess just rip off the big
Are you gonna
easy
piggyback?
ones first.
I got another Tubi pick.
Patton?
MASH, right? I was gonna let you do Patton.
Mass.
I was gonna
Okay,
do
here we
MASH.
go. No, if your favorite show of all time wouldn't
Oh, I
exist
know.
if this movie didn't exist.
I know. Special
And
place.
shout out to the Go to Bed song.
Or change the channels.
May your camel always stand down.
Yes.
And then you hear that, and then you hear what the name of
For
it
me,
is.
it's to change the
It's like
channel.
it's really Go to Bed.
Check this place out. See what the nurses are like.
That one, the sultry.
Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war. Who are those men? Friends of yours, Rohan?
Sutherland.
Sutherland, yeah.
Find these accommodating. They're quite dry. Don't
Yeah,
use
Sutherland.
bombs.
It's my buddy Billy.
To make certain concessions to the war. We're 3 miles from the front line.
This is the story of 2 indispensable military surgeons. They had the army over a barrel. But did they take advantage of it? Yes. MASH, a motion picture that raises some important moral questions. And then it drops them.
What are you two hoodlums doing in this hospital?
Yeah, him. That actor, I don't know his name, but he's been on so much.
1 hour. We are the pros.
When he like the
Somebody get that dirty
Rachel's father on Friends, that guy.
Yes.
One nurse who knows how to work in close with that
Yeah.
Your tits in my way.
I wonder how a degenerated person like that could have reached a position of responsibility in the Army Medical Corps.
Yeah, so many things.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Duvall.
His will be done. Oh, Fred. Oh, Fred, my lips are hot.
Big lips.
Kiss my hot lips.
We have got to share this with the rest of us.
They're just funning. They would call that
They're
some
just
kind of
funning
crime
around,
nowadays.
man. They're funning around.
Probably
You
is
know.
a crime. It's fun's gone too far.
It
was a different time.
I should check with the military vicar's office. You see, I cannot give absolution to a man who is about to commit suicide.
Do you have any particular method that you'd recommend? Black capsule. Black capsule.
So that's right. That's how it came into this movie. That's right.
You incredible nincompoop. It's the end of the quarter.
Elliot Gould, that's it.
What's his name? Kaufman directed this.
Yeah, Elliot Gould.
Yeah,
that's his
dude
name.
that was, He always plays the old rich Jewish guy and
Yeah.
shit. Now he always wears those same like big
Not back in the
black
day, though.
frame Scorsese glasses.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not back in the day. Back in the day.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, that's
Allegedly.
No, I guess
true.
it's my
Elliot
turn
Gould
next.
fucks, man.
It's your turn, buddy.
This movie, it's one I'd seen and known about, but never actually tried to watch it. So, but I did, and it's a funny, but it's not easy to get through because it kind of gets annoying. But Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. This is an important one. This one's as far as
Here we go. I was gonna bring
carries
it up.
weight that's influenced a lot of shite. I feel like Austin Powers is basically trying to recreate this world that this movie presents.
100%.
Is that the trailer? That should.
No,
Like you
It's
seen
the
this?
sequel
There's
to
like-
another
yeah,
one, but they
but
aren't
not-
even
but
like
it's
they're
not
completely
Dolls.
separate
I
like
have
things.
not.
So they're like
See, I'm learning something.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
I know what I'm
exactly.
watching tonight.
Yo, Lie List. This is this week's
Yeah,
Lie
let's
List.
see, this
Here we
might be the
go.
one.
Recently, 20th Century Fox
I feel
had
like we
two great
watched
ideas.
this.
Hey, there's those glasses you're talking
Beyond
about.
the Valley of the Doll.
That's the Elliot Gould
And to
glasses.
get
Yeah.
Russ Meyer to write, produce, and direct it.
Yeah, he was a screenwriter, yeah.
Experimental films.
Russ
Yeah.
Meyer, 240 pounds of creative energy. For years, he's been making very moving pictures for very little money. Yet there was something about his films, like The Immoral Mr. Tease and Vixen, that sparked the public's imagination. That something was Meyer's
For getting a boner.
Yeah.
He was like, wait, this is the first dude to discover titties in a movie.
I like this stuff in private. I want to put it on not private,
Yeah.
He was like,
but they
people
are
love
privates.
giant breasts.
This time, they've really gone beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
I made getting chicks naked a profession.
It's wonderful. You'll never believe what happens when people see a naked, beautiful woman. I was the first one to understand that.
Do you like photography?
Yeah.
The Soul Sister, Edie Williams as
Yeah, unfortunately, it's like bitches loving motherfucker with a
What was the
camera.
character development like in this movie, man?
Davis as Susan.
I would give it about a -1.
Yeah.
It's like the plot,
Look at that
some
motherfucker.
subplots
Yeah, that
and the
fool.
concurrent storylines.
Yeah, you know the
That fool
there's
geeked out. Hey,
the
hold up.
visuals were captivating.
Yo.
There's certain
Visually
scenes you couldn't look away.
That British bloke was
Felt like
geeked
a
out.
deer in the headlights. as
That
it
guy
were.
was like grinding. That fool's jaw was tight as hell.
And pro tip: you might want to wear loose pants to this one.
Don't wear those
Yeah.
Curb Your
Yeah,
Enthusiasm.
don't
pants.
wear hipster jeans.
Always have a
A boner pillow. Oh my
when you're watching with
gosh.
your buddies.
All right, this is my turn again now?
Yes, sir.
All right, my turn would be from
Yeah.
the movie 1970, again available on Tubi, my friend. Count Dracula by Christopher Lee. Count Dracula. And I don't like the way you looked.
Christopher Lee from
The way you looked, Matt, you had this head tilt as if that's it.
That's funny when you watch it back.
That's
like
great.
this,
I love the reactions to it. Can't wait when Tubi
I'd like
drops
you to
off
try
that
a
money
little
in
harder
the
to
bank.
watch the show. We got a trailer to watch.
Dracula is the king of the vampires.
I wonder what it's about.
Bram Stoker's original horror classic. Dracula, Prince of Darkness.
Does this one have a mustache? Look like he did.
Dude.
Isn't this one Count Dooku?
Whoa.
Bro, yes.
Star Wars?
Welcome.
No, Count Chocula's down the hall.
It looks like what's his name?
See, you always got to have a motherfucker like that in one of these movies.
You want to have him.
If you don't, you're lost.
You want to have one of those guys in the other room at all time.
Yeah.
Wait, is this Star Wars now? What was that?
Yes.
Over the cuckoo's nest.
The fight of the
Oh, yeah.
against the Prince of
Yep.
Darkness is told again in this new and frightening version.
Yeah, that's Count Dooku.
You know, he was like
Timeless tale.
a for real badass.
That's cool.
I was ordered to drive you to the clinic.
Renfield, relax.
Look
Dracula
like Luke
kills
Skywalker.
his victims by night, but at dawn he disappears. In his coffin,
It's like
That shit
fucking
badass
how
as
they
fuck,
do- How
dude.
they would do night in those
Horror.
movies. They
Oh.
just put like the screen over the
Yeah.
camera, so it's obviously daytime, but it was just tint.
I have a
It's
number
like,
of
guys, we got to
papers
get this whole movie done in 5 hours. I don't care if it's
Any
daytime.
account venture beyond the first floor, Pete. A story of fear
Well, they just couldn't shoot
unsurpassed.
in the dark.
Yeah.
You know,
This is a great movie. I love it.
Yes, you can give it a transfusion
It's
of your
great
blood.
for the genre.
Christopher Lee is legit.
Yeah.
yeah, no, he was a legit like,
Yeah.
World War II badass.
No, he's a stud.
Acting. Alex Kinski? Dude, yeah, he's legit. That's Werner Herzog's boy.
Dracula, Prince of Darkness,
Him and Werner's done
bringing fear to all.
some many things together.
The lust
She fine as hell, dog. She's fine as hell.
I see why he took her, you know?
science of vampires. Beware.
Yeah. Yeet. Yeet.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
His is
That stuntman actually did get hurt on that.
Explosion.
I want to look like that when I'm an old man.
and then become like him.
Yeah, the stuntman got hurt. They just
Yeah.
shoved a crow
You
in
know,
his
this is
face.
all just a metaphor for herpes, right?
Yes.
But that's no
Never goes away.
Yep.
He who penetrates Dracula's
What?
secrets. risks
Bram Stoker was
life.
pissed he got it and he wrote this.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna
undying.
share my
fuck
struggle with the world in a beautiful, weird way.
Filled with horror. In
That mallet.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he tried
Bro
to
brought
do
out
that
the
to his own penis.
He brought out the ancestral hammer. Look at that.
the first and finest
Man.
of all,
Yeah,
Bow!
5 extras died during that take.
That's what I'm saying, man. This shit is not for the faint of heart.
we wish you
Look at that coffin. You can't do that shit no
Dude.
more,
That
dog.
looks like
I've
that
seen a
looks like
YouTube video of some kids doing the same shit.
It's like we blew Kirkendall up.
For real. Y'all need to share that video on the
I don't know where
podcast.
that video is, but sure to subscribe.
Yeah, if we could track that.
If we
video.
could ever find that one.
All right, that's good stuff.
All right, Jeff, and then I got one more to talk about when everybody's done.
What's the point of even saying that?
Was there a Dirty
I
Harry
keep
movie
going
that
all
came out
right.
in 1970? There was not.
There
That's
was
lame.
not.
Did Soylent Green come out this year?
Would've easily
Huh?
been
Did
it.
Soylent Green come out?
I think
in
it did.
1970?
Let me see.
That's a Matthew movie.
Hang on. I think it. Let me see.
I have. Can I?
Yeah,
BC,
actually, yeah,
you
you can speak.
73.
We're sorry, it is your turn.
73. It was 73.
What do you got, Jeff?
Yeah, I know you can. You can barely hear me with the
Somebody
volume.
talking?
Medium.
You're on medium rare, Jeff.
The
Oh,
Great White
Luka
Horse.
Doncic?
What? No,
James
this
Earl
is
Jones.
Woody Harrelson and
the Wayans. It was in your. He's right. Yeah. Look at that smile.
that's a toothy grin.
That's a happy man.
He looks like the meme of the like.
The most honored play in the history of Broadway becomes an electrifying motion picture. The Great White Hope.
I'm not ashamed of wanting Jack for a lover.
I was about Jack
Generous,
Johnson.
he's kind. He's sensitive. Why are you smiling?
I'm embarrassed you forgive me.
I'm crazy for him, yes. I don't care. It's
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Finna get your ass whooped.
It's like, yeah. If y'all cats don't know about Jack Johnson, bro,
Yeah. Finna
that
whoop your
man
ass.
was a monster.
Brady let us down. He let a loudmouth nigger be champion of the world.
Okay.
As a Broadway play,
Shit.
The Great White Hope won 2 Antoinette Perry Awards. For Best Actor, James Earl Jones.
Now, most white folks, of course, are behind.
Yeah, for real.
R.I.P.
Hey, if James
I'm
Earl
everyone's
Jones was
daddy,
a boxer,
bitch.
bro, you be in trouble with them long ass arms, dog.
Yeah,
He
dude got that read. It's crazy
Yeah.
seeing him like young
skinny.
and ripped, like
Yeah.
young and lean.
I know we're showing this the Star Wars cast
Yeah,
before
seriously.
they were the Star Wars cast.
When I'm fighting, I feel double good. So what do I want to put a face on for?
Yo,
Yeah,
dude,
dude.
it's
That voice,
iconic.
Besides, it's a sport, right?
Iconic.
Definitely him.
might be number one most iconic
presence.
voice.
The
That's a whole
fucking
nother
presence.
conversation.
Him and Morgan.
Michael
Yeah.
That'd be
Caine.
a fun little list. Michael Caine's a good one.
As a
Yep.
Broadway play, The Great White Hope won the Pulitzer Prize.
They only
for
gave him
playwright
one gold
Howard
tooth. That
Zechariah.
motherfucker had like a
Bobcat
full
Goldthwait?
fucking
Yeah, he
grill.
did. Yeah, it was crazy. Jack Johnson had all
Yeah.
them gold teeth.
His mouth was pretty much full of gold teeth just from like having them all fucking knocked out and shit. Yeah, no, Jack Johnson was the fucking man.
I'm a federal marshal, Jefferson. 10 a.m. this morning, you drove Miss
So this is one of them jitters where they literally show the whole movie.
done so, you proceeded to have relations.
Yeah, kind of like
Enough
the
of
Valley
it.
of the Dolls one.
Yeah, I hate those kind of trailers.
Look at all that damn taco meat on his chest, man.
Don't touch my boobs.
Play of the year.
And if anybody wants it in fight night, I will fucking smash you with Jack Johnson, by the way. No joke.
Becomes an
You go on and pick your Mike Tyson all day. I will take that matchup every day and twice on Sunday.
I don't want to give you nothing, you understand?
Whoa.
I'll cut it off first. Hombre, you give me a break, for God's sake.
The Great White Hope.
So great.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that one up. I
There's your
haven't
movie,
watched it.
Fitz.
Oh, Network, yeah, that came out a few years later. But yeah. Yeah, that's good. It's a good one. I'm trying to think if there's any.
Yeah, I never realized that he played that character. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't, I didn't,
Yeah, I
I didn't
didn't
know
either.
that.
So yeah, a lot of stuff came out in 1970, but that's
There
the
you
stuff
go.
we
Which
watched.
is
What,
like,
what's
so
the
was
last
that
one?
was that like the Great White Hype? Was that
Hold
a
up,
remake?
hold up.
of
It was.
And,
It was a
yeah,
word
the-
for word, kind of like Psycho.
That's
yeah.
what I was saying, where it's like just a modern take on it.
Jeff, what were you gonna say? You said hold up. Okay, go ahead.
I've got
And then I'll
another
go
one.
after you.
I thought you guys.
Speak.
Go ahead, brother. Out of
The
towners.
Out of Towners.
I feel like I know this one.
A full movie. No, we just want the trailer.
That's what you. Yeah, that's what you did last on
No,
the
it's
last.
put
Yeah.
on the full movie.
I asked
it was
AI
a
to give
full
me a
movie.
2-minute rundown, and it did that. It's pretty good. Pardon.
It's funny. Back
Yeah,
in the
is
day,
this,
they either did
Walter
like a
Matthau
3.5
or,
minute trailer or like a minute 20.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there was really any in between.
Except for this one's in betweeners.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Oh, the out of towners.
Yes.
Jack Lemmon. That, that's what I was like.
No,
I was
that's
like not
No,
Walter
wait.
Matthau, but
No, this is right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Well, it's a Neil Simon joint.
Okay, it's a comedy joint.
It's a Neil Simon.
It's a
joint.
belly knee slapper and an armpit scratcher.
Yeah, Do the Right Thing was actually a remake of this.
Jack Lemmon.
You mean to tell me that I
it's
was
the guy from
mugged
Spin
while
City.
I was
You're not telling me you didn't hold the room for me.
Man, move it! Oh my God, we're being kidnapped.
I'm a business executive from folks. Look, I've got no place to sleep. I've got
Jack
no money.
Lemmon
I
is
wanna
like
know what the
24
city
here.
Yeah.
It's like he looks like he's 50.
What we need now is hope and courage.
And his turtle's about to pop out of that bad boy.
turtles about to pop out. That's funny. It took me a second.
This wins trailer of the week.
That was a pretty good trailer. That is
Yeah.
trailer.
Everything you needed to know and nothing you didn't.
Yeah.
Last thing I was going to say about the year of 1970, if you want to show a trailer, you can, but more or less commenting on this movie, Multiple Maniacs of John Waters. It was a very enticing trailer, and I was like, you know what? I'll watch it. It was 97 minutes.
It would be cruel for us not to.
97 minutes.
Multiple
and I'm
Maniacs?
like, you know what? Yes. And I'm like, let me just check it out. And I cannot say that I would recommend this. I recommend that if you find this and you seem like attracted to it, it's like, I don't know. Man.
Yeah, John Waters, I'm pretty sure we've talked about him some. He's a provocateur, but later in his career, he put out some stuff you could watch with your Serial Mom as well.
And he's not wrong at the beginning here.
That was us in Denton right there.
Looks like Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Back in Denton days, that's what we would be doing. That's divine.
Mm-hmm.
Inspired the Penguin. Psych. So you said you loved this movie, right?
It's on Tubi.
No, it is not on Tubi.
What I don't understand is how come you talk about John Waters so much about how much better he is than David Lynch, and I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get why you make those statements. It's very offensive.
I've never said that. I'm literally telling y'all to not watch this movie. I'm saying that if you think
your reverse psychology is,
I'm telling y'all that I watched this movie and got like. I got about halfway, a little over halfway through, and was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Like
That's
the
a great
music
point
video
to
to "Wasted Day" by.
It just got to a point. It's like it had me, and then it got to a
about
point.
As deep as it gets.
Yeah,
it got to a point where I was just like, it finally got to a point where I was like,
so
okay,
how far in this
y'all
movie
just
did you get?
That's 96 minutes.
You were still.
All I was gonna say was just that like it gets to a point where you're just like, oh, okay, like it has me. It's like, okay, I can see the story, and then it's like, oh, now y'all are just trying to do the most wild, nasty, outlandish.
So you
shit.
walked in fully committed, got halfway through it, maybe, and then you.
Over halfway.
I'm gonna leave with what dignity I have left.
There was a part. There was a part where they just kept. I didn't think this scene was ever going to end, and they touched a little bit on the area of sacrilege. And I never like whenever you you really tread on any religion in a movie. I don't find it. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, it's
not my thing. And so it's
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't finish it.
I was like,
but I'm glad we all know about it. But Jeff was so done with this one. I want to know what he had to say.
Did he just leave?
Oh.
Be saying you.
Be saying you.
Be saying you.
Looks like Jeff just
I think he just
ejected.
glitched or something.
Yeah, looks
Ejectocito.
Looks like you got him with this
Jeff
movie.
will be rejoining us soon.
Oh, yeah, he will. Yeah, I guess a good time to take a quick little break.
Take a little break, and we'll get Jeff back. And we are back. I think
ship?
Jeff, I don't know if he's crashed his ship. Jeff, have you stabilized?
Nah,
Did you get bumped by a satellite or something, or was it space junk? What happened? What was it?
Nah, brother.
Okay, Pod Bay.
So I was.
You hadn't paid. We've been telling you that you need to pay. You need to be paying for your pod space. Okay.
I paid the docking fee.
Yeah.
Just on the
okay.
other one,
I've heard
so
that
the other dude
before.
already
We've
paid
all
for
heard that
the
before.
We've all been
on the one I was in.
Yeah.
We had to
We've lost him, Matthew. So that was the year of 1970, and next week we're gonna come back.
Dude, I'm just.
We're going to come back with a hard-hitting year of 1961.
Yeah, man.
And I have a feeling.
Talk about a recovery.
If I have to, if I have to like go ahead and guess, I'm going to have a feeling it's going to be a heavy noir crime detective year. That's probably going to be all my recommendations. They're all probably.
I'm gonna
Perhaps
say
a
it's
horror
gonna be
movie.
a lot of,
I think it's could be whatever year, whatever kind of movie you decide to watch.
I think in 1961 they only made
Actually, that was the year of noir. That's true.
noir movies.
Yeah,
That was it.
They were newer.
They took
they're
a
not
year
quite as
off of
old.
everything else, and they said, "Look,
We're sticking to noir this year.
I will say noir films
Thank you.
are pretty OP.
Yeah, it's
I like them a lot.
Before we intrude on the next
This might be
main
a
things,
nice
we're
little
gonna
journey.
might as well go ahead and bring it up. I guess talk about it for a second. We're in a brief intermission of Breeze shooting.
Yeah, we're getting married.
We are getting married. Matthew and I have figured out.
What's your favorite modern noir now?
What's our favorite? What?
What do you got?
Okay. No, we're gonna be having. So I've reached back out. Matthew has been made aware. It looks like
yes,
we have this. It's in the talks. And he does not know yet. Well, he knows, but the date hasn't been established on his end. But we're looking in the next 2 weeks or so. We should be having our good friend Softmax Plus, Michael Sawan, will be back and joining us. The Cincinnati, as a matter of fact, I'm wearing my Bengals jersey tonight. Our homeboy, our Bengal boy.
Yeah,
and
I go and pull these bad boys up.
So pull these videos up. It's interesting because I have a lot to talk about. The top one, we'll play this first. We got to figure out. He's got beef. Play the video.
Yeah,
Roll
you
the
can
film.
forward this to Jeff just because he won't be able to see it. But you know, you can.
It's beautiful though. Got Cincinnati Red Ballpark in the background, man. This guy's a cinematic mastermind. Put his nunchucks, man.
Now the high life.
Goodbye.
I might get emotional.
You should get emotional.
I might get emotional. It's just tough, man. We
Yeah,
know this
you should
guy.
forward it to Jeff so
We know this
if he wants
guy.
to watch along.
Yeah, I'm
on his phone,
gonna.
yeah.
It's just tough, man. It's like, what's happening? He shaved his head. He's obviously
I think
distraught.
It's a rebirth.
He's
I think it's
obviously
gonna be-
distraught.
The rebirth is, I think, what's happening here.
Cincinnati, the world doesn't know what's happening with Softmax. Yes, we need you.
guys
Just
need me
wait.
here for this?
You just wait.
Yeah, it's gonna symbolize the rebirth. Watch. Oh. He's gonna come out. Oh snap!
Look at the red stadium. Just cinema.
220.
Now
So
go
we
to the
gotta
next
wait for the
video.
Nice. And the next one. Here we go.
Sundown! I'm calling you out, brother! You two chicken shit coming to Cincinnati, coming to my town! Look at this beautiful, badass city! Oh, you want to talk about Salt Lake City? Bunch of punks out in Salt Lake, know what I'm talking about? You want to talk about Boulder, Colorado? I'm pulling you over! I have never known a more creative, important city in the Midwest! I'm talking about how you're too chicken
Dude, he might show up in the WWE.
Dude.
Clock ticking!
Seriously.
I'm calling you out!
Yo, and so what we thought Softmax we thought was sad, bro's got an axe to grind and shaved his head Because he's saying Sundance Films. He's talking about Sundance, the festival. He's you sons of man, golly. So I was sad.
I want to hear the depth of the.
That's
beef,
what I'm saying. And so we're gonna be diving into the depth of the beef that our good buddy Michael Sawan is having with the
Sundance. That's Robert Redford's creation back when he was young, yeah.
And he called him out pretty good right there, man.
Yeah.
Got the ballpark in the background.
Yeah, dude, that was epic. It's pretty awesome. Pretty freaking awesome. I'm excited to talk to him.
Excited to see what he's got for us. I'm excited to figure this out.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom.
Because I was concerned, man. He's cutting off the luscious locks. All the ladies in the comments were concerned. Everybody's
He's jumping in that.
That
had to be a
what does that mean?
If he might get
like you said, good call on you. You were like, "This is a rebirth." I didn't. When I watched that, I cried.
Yeah,
I was in shambles for a little while.
Like when when you go through a rebirth, sometimes you just destroying the original.
I was in shambles.
It's like metamorphosis, brother.
But man, when he came out of that water in that new video, and I heard that glass break, like Stone Cold, I knew. Dude. I said, "Hey,
I'm in."
I said, "Hell, brother." He's about to.
Oh hell yeah!
Hell yeah! So yeah, can't wait. And on that note, for our boy Softmax, there we go. We'll be seeing you, Softmax. Be seeing you soon. And now we'll be moving on to whatever Matthew and Jeff have.
All right. So, as I like to mess around with AI, as always, but there's always week by week, day by day, day by day, there's different products, there's, and models. Now, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to, so I've added a whole new section to,
I'm
there
down
we go.
For this one, don't worry.
That's what I like to hear.
I got your back.
So I just kind of navigate, so I added a new section that I'm just calling, I call it Academic and Unbiased. Because basically this 03, ChatGPT 03 mini model, and you actually have to pay for the subscription to get it to do what I was doing. It's not, free or incredibly cheap, but the power of what you're able to do here is so ridiculous. You're literally able to have it create PhD level analysis or reports, pulling real sources, using current information, and it'll take 20, 30 minutes depending on what you ask it to do. And so, I know everyone's going to be having it to try and solve the world's problems. I'm like, well, I kind of want to do that, but at the same time, I'd kind of like to have the concept of some definitive lists on things we care about.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I love sci-fi and movies. We love all the things you've heard us talk about. And so kind of starting off, I'll give it parameters. I'll be like, okay, I want you to actually come up with the best of something and make it gauge 10% on, critical acclaim, 10% on all. So I define the parameters that, I'm comfortable with, and then to see what it produces.
Okay.
And it's kind of in accepting it, because I did the top 20 sci-fi shows of all time. And it's if you asked me personally what mine were, it'd be different, but the ranking in what it's the case it builds, I agree, I'm not gonna. Again, that's why it's unbiased.
You can only refute it so much,
and that's why I say unbiased, because it's not what mine would be, but it's you can't argue against it.
Understand how it would.
And it gives you all the details. So I did this with a few things. For fun, I literally had it take. I love the Destiny video games. I had it literally create a book version of all the Destiny lore. I'm like, make it in a chapter format, and actually make a book of all the Destiny stuff, but then provide analysis and insight. And it did it. I did some fun stuff that we'll get down to after, Jeff, where I actually asked it for the most plausible conspiracy theories, a critical analysis. We can go through that. Yeah, so we can work through that. I wanted to come up with a comprehensive review of human learning and memorization frameworks and a new integrated approach. I was trying to think of just how learning and memorization practices and all these factors, and just having a framework for it. And so, it produced this full on, has documents and sources, like a freaking PhD level thesis or whatever you want to have it. And so it's man, and it's it's insane. It's like literally having
And
a group of the smartest analysts produce some shit, and it has sources, it cites it, and there's links to it all throughout.
And again, you've added all of you've added these onto the Mikey and Me
this
website.
This is on our website, yep.
So you go to www.mikeyandme.com.
Yep.
And
academic and unbiased is the section.
Academic and unbiased. And so when you go to that, what's it show us? It brings up this whole page here, right?
Yep.
Got it.
Yep. They kind of right now currently just have a group by pop culture, entertainment type stuff, and then science education. Because I did a whole thing about intermittent fasting, but an optimal meal timing, and it did this, caloric intake. So I did this huge long thing with all these sources and like. It's insane. Mm-hmm. And, I've actually like read through it. I'm like, damn, like, it's like, so I'll have to say this is next level.
That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy.
And this is me just showing you things I've done here.
Limited by like your ability to like ask it the proper questions.
Oh, and I didn't add, but the thing we're about to get to, because one of the first things I did, because I know our good friend Jeff, he loves wrestling, right? And I loved it growing up a bit too. So I was kind of like, okay, I wanted it to come up with a definitive top. The top 20. Jeff, what was it? Let's see. I'm pulling it up. Let's
20?
see.
I think it was 20.
Yeah, so deep
maybe?
research. Let's see.
Jeff's not gonna like number one.
Let's see. I did the.
I've seen it. No, I've seen it.
Pro Wrestling PhD report.
It was one of those things where I really couldn't argue with some of the.
Yeah. So here, the evolution. So I asked it to just do a history.
The top four being the Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah. So I asked it to do just like like an origin of wrestling. Just I thought it'd be interesting, like the history behind it that led us to the different eras of it, and then after that, try and come up with a definitive, top 20 or whatever. And I can't remember the parameters, but.
Was it of wrestling or was
so I
it
specified so it looked at WWE, WWF, WCW era. So like if you wanted to expand more, I could.
So can I say a couple things? There's going to be a couple people who are sandbagged in this if they're not taking into account their other affiliations, like Andre the Giant, Ric
I think
Flair,
those are both in here though. Ric Flair and Sting were in
the
WCW.
But I know, but that's what I mean. They're going to be sandbagged a bit. But for instance, Bret Hart is ranked.
This is focusing, but I'm just letting you know it's not limiting it. I kind of gave it that. So I'm just, and I could pull the sources, but we can see. I could rerun it.
I think some of it's going to be like propaganda, man. The reason that if you had to ask WWE who's better, Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels,
but that's what they would say. But that's not what this is producing, though.
That's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever was.
Because what this did, it considers pop culture, in-ring ability, longevity, title reigns, charisma, and industry influence. So it's literally, regardless of, that's a factor what they might say, but it's literally just looking at like things outside of that.
I would say, I guess you're right, because if we were going off of in-ring talent, he has to be in the top 5.
So that these are like
overall that okay.
I gave it the parameters to like weight it to where like, okay, give it this much weight, towards this thing, because I did a similar thing with Sci-Fi where I wanted, for me, like 10% of it to be like crazy philosophical weird shit, basically. But so let's see. So getting all through the history.
Bret the Hitman Hart probably did have the hardest intro.
Okay, ranking the top 25 wrestlers of all time. So here's the methodology. I do quick. So, and again, it produced this for me, right? In-ring ability, which is technical skill, athleticism, longevity and consistency, sustained excellence or popularity over time, championships, accomplishments, that's pretty clear cut, charisma and mic skills, influence and legacy. Basically, and then it says each of the top 25 excelled in many of these, so a balanced consideration was used. For example, a wrestler like Bruno Sammartino might rank highly for longevity and championships, but lower in the mainstream pop culture in the present day. Whereas someone like Dwayne The Rock scores off the charts in pop culture relevancy despite a shorter in-ring prime. The methodology strives to reward those who had the widest reaching impact on the wrestling industry in the general pop culture, while also acknowledging in-ring excellence and career achievements. So it's pretty nuts. So number 1,
Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg. Now, number 1, it said here a little somebody, and I mean it's almost.
Bolea.
Oh wait, we got to start at the bottom.
So I don't know. So if we want, we can work through them. Right. Let's see. Number 1, Matthew Jeffers.
Matthew Jeffers.
Paco Smackins.
Okay, dude. Number 25, Edge.
What? Okay, I'm already out. Out.
No, but dude, you can. Do you want to read?
Hold up.
Yeah, Edge is.
Here's my defense.
Yeah.
I have an Edge defense. Just off of WrestleMania moments. He is the one that speared Edge off that fucking ladder.
He speared
in
who
the
off?
TLC match, the first ever TLC match with the Dudley Boys.
Oh, okay, yeah. You said he speared Edge. I just say he speared himself off.
He's the one. Sorry.
Right here, and it brings this up. He says Edge's spear off a ladder on a dangling Jeff Hardy is often replayed like. So the details of it all. Yeah.
A lot of.
Yeah, it does. It's part of its reasoning.
But also, there's during the modern era, John Cena really held the whole.
He had the grip.
The whole WWE together, but also no.
Okay, dude. Do you know what else it says? It says his feuding with John Cena during that era carried the WWE during that era, like their feud.
This is Edge. Edge was a workhorse in main events, feuding with John Cena.
So yeah, I get the detail here.
Their rivalry essentially carried 2006.
He has one of the best
Edge.
He has a fan favorite entrance. Dude, he left the WWE to go be himself in AEW because.
In 2023, I'm reading it in the part of what it says here, dude. It's
I
crazy.
love Edge. I remember him and Edge and Christian back in the day when they were the vampires.
Yeah.
Gangrel.
Yeah, the Brood.
All right, so I'll move on to 24 just because we got a lot. CM Punk.
Let's go. See, dude.
For me, this is the generation that it misses me. I'm sure that there's probably relevance to it, but it's missed on me.
This is another one of those WWE's gonna rank him lower.
Yeah. I mean, I could read into it's like it's a huge long explanation, but yeah.
And called himself a punk.
Pipe bomb promo.
One of the greatest shoots.
Oh yeah, the one where he like
time, the pipe bomb where he just sits in the middle of the ring and goes off. It's great. I mean, Matt, honestly, it's something you would watch and kind of like get into, but like the pipe bomb is one of those things in wrestling is known as the greatest promo of all time, where he just goes off. So like he on the mic, he's one of the greatest. In the ring, he's not as great as he used to be, but like he's self-taught for the most part. He went to
we saw that when he went to the UFC.
Like learned from people along the way, but like he's one of those guys that like built a ring in his backyard. And stuff.
All right,
like,
so 23.
Homegrown.
Oh yeah, keep going.
And the reason he's
ranked. I don't want to catch off.
Sorry, it's just that CM Punk is one of those guys. I would probably rank him in top 10 in my book, but like.
But the fact that he made it, that's pretty cool. Then a lot. Okay, 23, Dave Bautista.
Yeah, Batista was, he came in as like a Leviathan. It was like his first, wasn't that, Jeff? Wasn't that who he first came in as, or?
That's true. He came in during the him, John Cena, Randy.
Yeah, he was like a priest or something.
Yeah, Damien,
like
something
ripped
like
off sleeves.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's funny with the next one.
I always thought of him like the Acolytes and stuff like that, like Viscera and all them.
Matt, you know him. You know him, Matt. Guardians.
Yeah, I know exactly. So it's cool. Like I knew he was a wrestler, but it's cool knowing a little bit more of his actual history.
It's
22? Funny. Number 22 is the guy you just mentioned in the same breath, Randy Orton.
Oh, see, Randy Orton he could also be ranked higher in like his career's not done yet. But one
Oh,
of the
yeah.
greatest finishers of all time.
Even people that don't watch wrestling know his finishing move.
Totally a controversial guy though.
Exactly.
Totally
That was the
controversial
RKO
though.
out of
Like
nowhere.
during like his, tenure as a wrestler or whatever, dude was a total shithead, right? Like he was always
a lot of
like
people
getting his.
didn't like him.
In his younger years, for sure, he had the reputation of being a total fucking dickhead. I'm
Yeah.
sure, like if he doesn't really.
But I'm
care
sure
for you,
now he's probably a
not
lot
nice.
better. But yeah, I just know that he was a total like even like old school wrestlers talking about Randy Orton like always getting into shit and just being a like can't get right, always fucking up.
He was one of those old
Yeah,
school wrestlers.
Bob
with
Orton.
His dad, Bob Orton, was.
Oh,
Yep.
was his dad?
Yeah.
Cowboy Bob Orton was his dad. So like, he had that
Yeah.
old school mentality.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
just a
Okay.
long time.
I say moving on up. Here's a name I know: Bill Goldberg, 21.
I feel like that shouldn't even be.
Okay.
That shouldn't
Super
be
controversial. Yeah, like you said, like total.
No ring skill whatsoever.
No.
He got carried. Not gonna say I didn't get caught up in the hype.
If there was a category for each, ring skill. Ring skill would
Yeah.
be like at least a 2 or a 3 because he had one of the best
The
finishers
jackhammer.
of all time in the jackhammer.
Spear.
And he does have one of the best spears of all time. 'cause
Yeah.
That was like the only move I remember is this tackle,
I
basically.
remember the
It's a spear.
jackhammer was
The reason he gets ranked in the top 25
That
of all
entrance.
time, and I do end up
the
agreeing with it, is
173
for
and
what
0.
did
He
for
he did carry them during that era because that was whenever I was watching WWF.
No, not really.
Okay.
NWO was
Yeah,
the
that's true.
flagship that made WCW worth watching, right? With the guys that is NWO
Yeah.
versus WCW. But the guy that they had to like go after, the top dog, was, even though NWO did all
How
that.
did-
while they
how
were
did
doing that,
Goldberg get
never
his
lost
first
to
loss,
anybody.
There's a traffic ticket, right?
Huh?
You tried to fight a
No.
traffic
Handcuffed
ticket?
him to
No.
They handcuffed
No, it was
him.
the fake
NWO
fake
came in,
Sting, bro.
They handcuffed him to the ring.
No,
beat shit
the
out of him
fake
and
Sting came out and
hold
did
on.
the back point or did
Kevin
the
Nash
bat
win.
point while Goldberg was coming off the ropes and he got poked in the back by the fake Sting, and then then he got pinned.
All right, so we can move on to the next one.
And then they did change.
Okay,
but
Ultimate Warriors, number 20.
That's another one that he's one of my favorites, but yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
He was just like Goldberg, like a freak athlete that like.
They were
when you
always
hear
hurting
wrestlers-
people.
Well, no, when you hear wrestlers talk about him, they're
Well,
like
the
they
thing
weren't.
about-
They weren't good. They weren't.
They both are the same affliction of the top
They
guy.
look like a
'cause they
wrestler.
Okay.
They look like
Okay.
the top guy, and they're being pushed to the moon and being told by the big dog, by Vince and by Eric Bischoff, that you're number one.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to listen to anybody.
They
who
didn't
says
know how to
Yeah.
wrestle.
how
They
to
weren't
wrestle. Like,
necessarily
why?
great on the
Everything I do is
mic.
good
They
now.
Okay.
didn't do anything
Why do I
great.
need
They
to do
just
that?
looked.
Yeah, like
what you think
wrestlers.
a fucking wrestler looks like.
Also, big
Okay.
asshole in wrestling.
All right, so
He
number
was my favorite,
19.
though. I have his
we've-
autograph,
oh, he's
by the
badass. So
way.
number 19, I think this is a name I've heard this guy talk about.
This is Daddy's favorite. wrestler.
Dusty Rhodes, number 19.
That's
The
my
American
dad's-
Dream.
Son of a-
So
my
you're cool with
dad's
that?
favorite wrestler.
You're good there? Is that-
He's
I would say the greatest.
he was
Mike
he was
Mills
Ric
of
Flair
all time.
ripped
Okay.
off
Especially
Dusty
the way he
Rhodes.
looks and where he's from and the lisp and everything. You put all that together.
Oh,
could not
man,
be able
no,
to
he
have the
was-
greatest
He's
fight
like
of all time.
Abraham or no, that Moses and his brother
Well, what's-
Aaron.
What was funny was what's,
He's
I
the
didn't
modern day,
realize until, like,
Moses'
recent
brother,
years
Aaron.
that like when they did when the WWF did Hakeem, that
The American
Hakeem
Dream,
was,
or the
was
African Dream.
was a knockoff of
Hakeem,
Dusty
the African
Rhodes.
Dream.
It's all been done
I didn't-
before.
with that. Well, no, because he
Yeah.
wrestled at the same time. He was a big fat guy. And his
Even
name
better.
was
It's all been done at the same
Hakeem,
time.
The African Dream.
Racist.
And
Moving on to
match-
18.
The match between Hakeem and Dusty Rhodes is
That was a
one
good
of
match.
the greatest. Like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, like wrestling, just like entertainment and stuff.
Hell yeah, I
Oh,
believe
dude,
it.
It's amazing.
So here's number 18. Some Kurt Angle rookie. No, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle. It's a very cool name. I know his name more than anything, but I don't know.
Could
I
definitely
don't
rank him
know enough
higher.
about him actually.
One of the probably
Okay.
most legit wrestlers in the group.
Like a
More than
Shamrock
Old
guy.
Metal with a broken
Like
foot.
when
With
Ken
a
Shamrock a
broken
legit
freaking
wrestler? Like he's actually like
Yeah,
a legit
exactly.
wrestler who got
But
into
actually,
this.
yeah, was a honestly the only Olympian.
Oh yeah, that's the
whole
first thing he
split,
says. Legitimate gold medal Olympian who turned pro wrestler. Yeah, so that's cool.
But dude, he was super serious. He was booked to be like this like baby face, like just like everybody.
Kurt
loved him,
Angle's
like,
such a cool name,
Captain
dude.
America
I
type
just
of
love that
guy.
name.
But everybody, he just came off kind of like full of himself, but then ended up being one of the greatest comedic wrestlers of all time. Like his.
That's awesome.
Some of the fun
Dude, number 17 is the guy.
Are we trying to go through these super fast?
Oh no, my bad. We don't have to go through this fast.
We got.
I think during.
All right, Chris Jericho,
Yeah, we'll get to the top 20, then you can talk as long as you want. I mean, or you can go as long as you want for each. Yeah. So 17 is one for whatever reason. I like this guy, and I've enjoyed his charisma and this person, Chris Jericho. He's such a good Joker to me, and his heavy metal 80s stuff I like. But what do you think about that? 17, Chris Jericho. Yeah.
Definitely one of the most underrated WCW talent of all time.
Yeah, and didn't he start the whole like in-ring show thing during the matches, because he was like one of the first ones to do that, wasn't he? Like where he started that whole like.
He's one of the. I think they've always done that, but he's definitely probably like the one, like his in-ring like show like.
Yeah, it references some Y2J thing with him and The Rock. Do you remember that? I guess that was a big thing.
Yeah, Y2J.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
During like the Invasion era, but if we're talking about like mic skills with Dusty Rhodes, this is someone who's like in the parallel, like top 3, like could definitely.
He also had
throw down on the mic skills.
He was always funny because in WCW, like he was kind of the baby face, like where it was like everybody was like a big fan of it, but then when he went to the WWE and like got on the mic, that's when I feel like it was almost like a heel turn where people were like, "Fuck Chris Jericho," and then
he's the heel that everybody.
He's a lovable heel, yeah.
When you said he reinvented himself, it's like
you have to book
I feel
him
like
to
that.
be the
Yeah,
heel.
that's exactly what he did because he was that like baby face kind of like fan favorite in the WCW, and then when he went to WWE, was when he really went to the.
Yeah, this one definitely to me probably has to be higher. But that's,
number 16.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
to
I
be
love
higher
this.
than 16.
Actually, for my personal, like definitely Mick Foley, Mankind, Cactus Jack, Dude Love.
He's got to be higher because of what you just said. Listen to how many fucking guys he wrestled
he was
in.
Like
he also
the multiple person, like that was his thing. Is part of his thing.
And I think he's probably one of the only wrestlers to have wrestled in the. Hang on.
That's what I mean. The algorithm didn't really.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but he's even ECW aside, WWF. It's like he was in WWF as all these people, and wasn't he one of the people like where he came into the Royal Rumble as all of these people one year? Dude, every single person he got eliminated as Dude Love came back, and I think he finally ended off as Mankind.
Just the storytelling of that. The storytelling of that in a fight is so awesome. Like,
well, the thing was he had.
But then the
cage.
The Undertaker.
Oh my God.
The Undertaker thought he killed because Undertaker didn't want to throw him.
No, he told
Undertaker to throw him.
Yeah, he said throw me, and Undertaker was like, "What?
I don't want to do that."
So it says this was.
Matt, up until that point, hold on. Up until that point, Matt, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yes.
Terry Funk was the most hardcore.
Yeah, Cactus Jack, Terry Funk is one of the greatest matches of all time.
And whenever Mankind or Mick Foley gets pushed off the top of the cell, fucking Terry Funk is on the sidelines watching, and he jumps the ring and goes in and like checks on him and says like, when Terry Funk is telling you like you shouldn't have done that, because
it's fucking crazy.
Well, because Terry Funk and Mick Foley had fucking wars when before Mick Foley was Mankind, back when he was Cactus Jack. Under in lesser promotions, Cactus like Jack. When you would get wrestling magazines and you would see these like little ain't shit promotions they would do in gymnasiums with the dudes like covered in blood, like Cactus Jack, like Mick Foley as Cactus Jack and Terry Funk were doing those barbed wire matches or those branding
all over the U.S.
It's like,
and that
was way before he ever got into WWF and became Mankind.
Oh yeah!
So Cactus Jack was a throwback to a character he was before.
That's so cool.
He was ever anybody.
Yeah, and I'll just read this little summary because I feel like for me it's a cool assess high levels. He's not blessed with a chiseled physique or natural athleticism, but he instead gained fame through sheer toughness, creativity, and a connection with the audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No,
dude,
he was a
absolutely.
That's
a wrestler,
dude. Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
He's sports entertainment,
entertainment. And creative guy, like a freaking artist. So number 15, Triple H,
Hunter
Hearst Helmsley.
Like Triple H should not be above Mick Foley.
See, once he's done with his the executive side of his career, I think he's gonna be a Mount Rushmore guy. I think he'll bump one of the top.
I mean, especially with his executive side career even being a thing, for me at least.
The thing is, you're going to give so much credit to Vince, but realize that Vince wanted to be one of the boys, and the guy he wanted to be more.
He made a porn, right?
Was Triple H. Triple H was in his. Triple H has been in his ear since the early 90s.
Yeah. What was his move? What was his move? Triple H.
The
pedigree. Hell yes. Hell yes.
Pedigree. I just mean he's been one of the most influential. Here's the fun fact. One thing you didn't do back in the day is break kayfabe.
What is kayfabe?
Yeah, and
the fourth wall.
Listeners, kayfabe who don't know that.
Because I've tried to Google this before, and you can't. It's what is breaking kayfabe?
It's basically it's basically the act of wrestling, which is the good guy's the good guy, the bad guy's the bad guy. You don't go out to the show, the bad guy and the good guy out to a bar, to a restaurant.
It's breaking the fourth wall for the fans.
You're basically staying in character, kind of, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you don't break that. There was a match where right before Scott Hall and Kevin Nash went to NWO or went to WCW to create NWO, their last match, Triple H and Shawn Michaels came out and they all raised their hand together. That's two good guys and two bad guys raising their hands together in front of fans. It didn't make sense, but they were all best friends, right?
Okay.
So,
snap!
For the first time, and that's around people. People were getting beat up for saying wrestling's fake. You know what I mean? At this time, and for them to do that, Vince was like, "You guys got to get punished." But Shawn Michaels already had the belt at this time, so he couldn't punish Shawn. So he punished Triple H, who was supposed to.
Wait, so as a fan, how did you feel about that?
Who won King of the Ring
instead?
How
did you feel about it?
Hold up. Instead of Triple H winning King of the Ring, you know who won instead? It's the year Steve Austin.
Oh hell yeah!
Steve Austin won and gave that speech about fucking Jake Rogers or Jake the Snake Roberts, saying Stone Cold Steve.
I just whooped your ass.
I just whooped your ass. The first time that was ever uttered. So that never would have happened.
Yeah.
Triple H would have done all that. You know what I mean? He's just one of the most influential people of all time without you really knowing. And now he's got the book for WWE. So he's ranked there, and that's pretty appropriate for his wrestling career because he's probably lost more matches at WrestleMania than anybody else on this list. But he might go down Mount Rushmore for what he does.
And before I move to the next one, I just want to know, quick, as a fan, whenever they broke kayfabe, how did you feel about that? Okay, cool. Then we have to stick to it.
I was way young, so when I was paying attention, I thought my first thing of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash was NWO.
My biggest,
They threw Rey Mysterio against the side of a trailer. I was young.
I was just about to say, I thought whenever I literally the Wolfpack NWO shit had me fucking, that's my first experience with anxiety.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, seeing them in the ring and not knowing, it's man, I swear to, if he fucking takes his shirt off and it's a fucking white shirt,
dude,
oh my God.
I was one of the schizo kids that was dude, dude, it's the WWE. They weren't really from Monday Night Raw. They're just here to gain knowledge.
Jeff, were you Wolfpack though? What were you? Were you the Wolfpack? Yeah, dog, Wolfpack.
Right.
Sorry.
Number 14.
Any of the end of
Mikey, he's number 14. Who's this guy?
Number 14. I saw this guy in Dallas, Texas, at a Best Buy buying a fucking TV.
Oh, he wasn't working there?
In a beige suit with slick back hair.
Are you serious?
I swear. And some dude walked.
Dude, I literally just asked you to say this. I had no idea.
This dude that was working there that I had talked to before, that I had come in there and I saw again, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And me and him were talking, and he was like, "Hey, dude, He's like, that you're a wrestling fan? I'm like, yeah. He's like, look over there, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, you see that guy sitting there? And this was back in the day when they had the fucking in the back of the Best Buy, they had those like Magnolia theater rooms, where you could check out and
the entertainment centers.
And so this motherfucker is sitting on this fucking couch by himself, like this. By himself, and he's just got his slick back hair, bro, and he's chilling. And I'm like, who is it? He goes, that's Sting. And I'm like, you're fucking shitting me, dude. I lost my shit. I remember being a kid, and like he was my favorite wrestler, but that was the first. I didn't go up. I didn't say shit to him, but I
How old
saw
were
him.
you?
I was probably like 16, 17. But dude, I just watched him like. He did his thing. I saw him walk over, and I'm like, dude, that guy is fucking huge, man. He's a big dude. Like, he was still like.
Okay, and I won't say that, but it's interesting you say that because when I was young, I mean, I didn't realize how big most of these guys. I mean, they look big, but they're actually like NBA height and shit. Massive,
like Sting
muscular.
was probably like 6'4", I think, 6'3", 6'4", but just his size, like bro was just like beefy as shit. And I did see one time I saw John Cena at the original Pancake House down the street from me.
He's pretty short, but he's so bright, though, right?
He's like a fucking refrigerator.
Yeah.
He's like 2 refrigerators. And he's walking. People were taking pictures.
It looks like he's like special needs.
People were in the back. Like
they couldn't eat for weeks after what he ate.
Like the restaurant was fairly empty, and I saw all these waiters and stuff going back there taking photos. I'm like, the fuck is going on? And I'm sitting there with my aunt, and then out of the back corner, I see fucking John Cena walk out,
and I'm like himself.
And I was just like, yo, what? And my aunt's like, what?
Right?
I was like, that's, and she knew, like, because I was still watching wrestling, and I'm like, yo, that's John Cena. And she was like, what? And she looked at him. And we lock eyes, and I just go like that and did like that to him, and he just looks at me and just goes.
And he's like, "Wait, this is the guy that can kick Spider-Man's ass."
Yes, bro. I'll never
Cena
forget.
Looked at Mikey and was like, "How could he see
I'll
me?"
never forget. He just looked at me. I just gave him a wave, like I know who you are. Like, what's up, dude? And he just looked at me.
I don't want any trouble, man. I don't have to
just
kick your ass in front of all your fans.
Hey, sometimes though, Mikey. Sometimes that's their favorite one.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'd like to think that he.
God, what's that? Like when they're like, hey, what, like they get asked.
One time I saw this fan at Pancake House.
That guy,
that goofy, tall,
and I was like, my aunt, dude, that was just cool. I just literally had that moment. I was like, bro, I locked eyes with John Cena and waved at him.
Number 13.
Rowdy Piper. You can't disagree with this to an extent, dude. Like, he was in an iconic movie, and people didn't even fucking know.
Yeah.
Yes, no doubt.
And he was one that when you talk about like how big wrestlers are and stuff like that, it's like you never really thought of Roddy Piper
at all
as like a big, as a big guy, like a muscular guy. But when you see him in the movie,
and
They Live,
bro,
you're
was
like,
massive.
Damn.
Yeah,
That
you see him
dude's
busting out of those fucking
fucking
Wranglers,
jacked.
bro. He's stressing every stitch on the Wranglers in that damn movie.
Yeah,
dog.
dude, They Live, dude. John Carpenter classic.
Yes.
So great.
It's a great movie.
Roddy
I have
Piper.
come here
again,
to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Again, one of the first dudes to do the like his ring presence again, and the way he like. I feel like people really fucking hated him.
Well, he was like a heel. But
Piper's
people
Pit.
loved him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yes.
One like Brutus the Barber Beefcake used to do that too, where he would have kind of like they would all like back in the day kind of have their little
show
to the
court
thing. Because I remember, Beefcakes was like the barber shop, and then
the
barber shop.
All right, number 12.
Brett,
no respect.
A little Brett the Hitman
no
Hart.
Respect.
Is he related to Owen Hart? Is they like?
Oh yeah, that's his brother.
For what it's worth, I actually had that pay-per-view as a middle schooler. Whenever but keep talking about Brett. I don't want to just detract.
Right here, I don't want to put a pin on it. There's someone around the top 10, top 9, top 8 that's ranked higher than him because I've seen the list.
Yeah,
it's a travesty. They should be switched. We should be talking about him right now because
Bret the Hitman
So,
Hart is better.
but you love Bret. It sounds like you love Bret.
He was one of my favorites. Like
I think everybody loves Bret.
Yeah, if you were a wrestling fan, because he
best
was,
there is,
he
best
was,
there was, best there ever will be. Is that what's thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
On the mic. Hold up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly.
On the mic.
And that's
well. Here, hold on, Jeff. I got you.
Look at you.
Keep talking, Jeff. I got you. I'm gonna do my Jim the Anvil Neihard while you talk.
In the ring.
Do I need to get a leotard for you to go put on too, real quick?
Jim the Anvil.
In the ring, buddy. Nobody. I wish I had I should have sent the picture of me. I was at in the Cajun Dome in Lafayette. Right after I moved here, I was front row when Bret Hart was coming back, and Vince was gonna apologize to him, and he ended up fucking shitting all over him. He Bret Hart destroyed the stage, but he was like maybe an inch away from me. It was great. But he was the greatest on the mic at the time, like the greatest in ring, the locker room leader, the guy people would go to ask questions and like, hey, Bret, watch my match and tell me what you think. And if
didn't he come from a like wrestling family, like his like dad and them?
Yep.
Yeah, the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, it's funny. This thing in Canada they would probably rank him number one.
They were like the Von Erichs basically of Canada.
If Canadians saw this, they'd fucking
To hear him ranked right now, the whole country of Canada is rioting.
No, well, and his finishing, I think his might have been the first like finishing move.
Oh, he was
that
on The
I ever
Simpsons?
learned.
Yeah,
Like, I could still, if you got on the floor right now, I could do the sharpshooter on you.
I could, that is
fucking heartbeat.
It's crazy. So he actually was once voted as one of the top 50 Canadians in Canada, just like their national survey. That's funny.
But also, the fact that we haven't talked about Shawn Michaels yet, there's a bunch of people.
If it's like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, like it's Bret Hart all day and twice on Sunday.
Shawn was just Vince's boy. That's what I mean. It's taking. I think the AI in this point is taking.
Well, you read the whole thing just so you can at least see, because I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but as far as its reasoning, it cites a lot of things to where you should read through it like on your own, but it cites a lot of specific things to where you could be like, okay.
Probably makes a decent case for itself.
Yeah, like it has the charisma and appeal breakdown pop culture, so it has all these things, but not to say it's wrong, but just so you can understand it.
I have something I like to suggest though. So Chris Benoit is going to be scrubbed from all of this, right? So the fact that Eddie Guerrero is not anywhere and we're probably not going to get to him, I'm thinking a lot of
Benoit.
his best matches were title matches and
with
stuff
him,
with
Guerrero
Chris Benoit.
And Benoit.
So,
Benoit, Guerrero's best were with Benoit.
With Chris Benoit.
Yeah, you can't go kill your family, right? That kind of messes things up.
I love Edge. Edge is one of my top 5 people of all time personally. But like Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
Yeah, Eddie's Latino heat, man.
But like
here's a name we all know because I just learned it tonight.
Bruno Sammartino.
Number 11, Bruno Sammartino. I know nothing about him honestly.
No, that's like the old school days. Like my dad and them.
He's held the belt
combined 11+ years. I'm reading right here.
This is like Gorilla. Was it what's his name? Gorilla.
This remains the longest world title reign in WWE history. Wow, that's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah, that was like Fritz Von Erich, like all them, like that.
Hell yeah.
That was like the old school days.
Sammartino, huh?
Yeah, my dad watching it with his dad.
I think I'm cute. Yeah. I know I'm sexy.
So number 10 is a name that was just mentioned casually.
You know the only time I gave a shit about Shawn Michaels.
So wait,
was when he was with,
Shawn Michaels is number 10.
That is.
Was when he was with Marty Jannetty. When he was a tag team.
And Shawn Michaels is...
bro, yeah. No, I was going to say, Shawn Michaels coming off the top turnbuckle, bro, and then like with that damn elbow drop, bro. And I mean, and not only that, but then later in his career, he might have, but later in his career, that motherfucker jumping off them damn ladders and that table ladders and chairs, he beat the dog shit out of Vince McMahon in a Jeff, what match was that in what year? Was that like 20 where he beat the hell out of Vince McMahon, and hats off to Vince, bro. I'm not even kidding. Y'all should watch that match. Shawn Michaels was 40-something, 45-something years old, jumping off a this motherfucker jumping off a ladder like 25, 30 feet in the air doing a flying elbow through Vince McMahon.
Yeah, it's kind of citing that stuff.
This
is I didn't think so. This is breaking the top 10, and so I'm just thinking as far like everyone can say anything, but I know you're a wrestling a wrestling go-to guy. So I'll read through them. If you can just like give just say what you have to say about each one. What memorable things, whatever. Okay.
He's a little pre my time, like the DX era.
Okay.
For Shawn Michaels is like one of the most revolution. It is the like NWO is probably one of the greatest things to happen to wrestling.
DX.
But what came from that was DX.
Yeah.
Degeneration X.
Yep.
And to be honest, at times was better because they weren't
Mm-hmm.
bloated. They didn't have 1,000 people. They had, dude. To be honest, Triple H and Shawn Michaels could have been headlining pay-per-views against each other in a different universe, but they were like with each other, and like that's like you don't really do that. You don't really see that to have your two top guys together all the time in a faction in a time before factions.
Yeah,
were really
man, you just making me think of in the NBA. It just literally.
And it was like, it's funny because
super teams. Basically, they were making super teams with their buddies because this is the time like where they're starting to realize it's the computer era, right? So they're starting to realize that, like, this shit's not real, but like there is some fun, real reality to
super
it.
Teams.
And they were the naughty guys, they were the cool guys. But like Shawn Michaels, the thing is, he has that cool factor.
Oh yeah,
like, he was always cool.
It was funny because like in that time, it was like that was actually one of the times when I like got back into wrestling about the same time you did.
Yeah,
like the NWO and DX and all that. But it's like
I
actually like was one of the few. I didn't care for DX at all, and I didn't care for NWO.
Yeah, I didn't either.
When the Wolfpack came around, it was like like when NWO split.
You're a Disco
do what?
Inferno guy. Don't lie.
Who the fuck was
Disco Inferno?
Oh, that was that fucking Euro champion guy. I fucking no. But no, I really did. It was like. I didn't.
WCW.
Yeah, it was like he was the Intercontinental Champion or something. I think for a little bit, but no, I never really rooted for DX or NWO.
Yeah,
it was like,
I never gave WCW a chance personally. For whatever
it was the
reason.
younger generation.
I fucking loved WCW.
And that's exactly what it was. I feel like the older generation that had watched it, up until that point when that all came around, it was almost like, oh, okay, what are they making a super team? And then Matthew saying that about the NBA, it's like. I wonder if that was part of my predisposition to hating LeBron.
Possibly.
And so it's like that's.
I
just wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, no, and that's honestly a really good thought. Now, all I wanted to say about WCW, I will say that WCW still to this day beat the dog shit out of WWF and WWE, whatever as a whole. With set design for their fucking for their matches. Halloween Havoc, get the fuck out of here. Nitro, Halloween Havoc, Brawl at the dude.
I like WWF is because it was more, at least for me, I felt like it was more vulgar at that era.
Yes,
but that was it. Vulgar by words. I was
like
too young to even think about that.
For me, wrestling, overall wrestling, I'm sorry, WCW to me was damn near better than WWF in the sense because you had Booker T, you had the Harlem Heat, exactly. Like, bro, the teams you had, you also had what's his name too, the Four Horsemen. I was just about to say, I'm sad we haven't seen Dean Malenko yet, but or Diamond Dallas Page.
DDP.
The thing was, they were adjusting. WCW was adjusting to the '90s better than WWE was because they had they were new and fresh. And WWF had a bunch of leftover gimmicky fucking bullshit.
And I was going to say, it's like, look at the movie Royal Rumble is a perfect example. Who were all the fucking guys in that movie? Ready to Rumble. Ready to Rumble. Sorry, thank you. All the dudes in that were WCW
David
guys.
Arquette, that one movie?
Yes, David Arquette.
Macho Man in that?
Yeah, but he was WCW at that point.
Oh, yeah,
he was NWO.
Yeah.
But no, if you look at the people who were like whenever Kevin Nash and Scott Hall did the stunt that created the NWO, if you look at who were wrestling then, like it was post '80s, like there was still
don't get me started. That's everybody knows that's Big Show
right there.
Andre the Giant. No, not that one. The Legion of not those guys.
Poon.
The Legion of whatever. Not the dungeon.
Dungeon, yes.
Of Doom. The Dungeon of Doom.
Gimmick shit. Yes, he's right.
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about.
You're talking about like Viscera and all them, or like the Acolyte?
No, before that.
No, not even. That's WWE. This is.
Oh, okay. I got you. You're talking WCW. Yeah.
This is where the giant who became the Big Show. This is where he came from. So they were still kind of stuck in that thing, and they quickly started getting away from those gimmicky guys, where WWF was just stuck with it. Like, the only one who really came out of it was like Kane and The Undertaker. The rest started becoming names.
So number 9 here,
like, stuff like that.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Big old Brock.
What are we at? See, we can talk about him in a second, but I would switch.
Yeah, absolutely. Bret Hart's above Brock.
Bret Hart deserves to be in the top 10.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. Moving right along. Brock Lesnar. There's not really much to say other than the fact that he's
so unlikable.
I think
even as a professional MMA guy.
When I was gonna say too, it's like the thing about back to the Bill Goldberg and Ultimate Warrior effect. Same thing kind of went with him.
Yeah.
Where it's like, dude, look, he fit the part in the fact that like he was athletic as fuck. He was very athletic.
But whatever that's.
He was super. His dude had a head on him like a fucking microwave.
D1 national champion.
Never forget when he broke his neck trying to do the moonsault.
Was he married to Jenna Jameson?
No, Sable.
That's
I
remember
wife.
having those.
Dude,
magazines
have you seen his
with
daughter? Bro,
Chris Siebert, dude. I have a story about sneaking.
Not sneaking. There was the other one that did after Sable.
China.
No, well, there was China, but no, there was the other.
Sable was in middle school, man.
After Sable,
no, me and Siebert. No, so in middle school, this is a short anecdote, because we knew it was this dude we're young kids, but this guy would sell him Playboys because he's like being a cool dude, whatever. And so we're like, okay, we go there and we buy it. And like we're walking there and we come back and we didn't know his parents would be back. And like we walk in, they're like right there. And we just like have it have it. We walked in with it shoved in. I think it was in my pants. This like huge magazine, This so would be over, but so just like standing there. It was just a classic memory.
Trish Stratus, that's
Trish.
Yes. Yeah. Sable and then Trish.
Yeah. So number eight. This is a name we know.
Oh yeah, Cream always rises to the top.
Macho Man. What's his name? Jeff.
What's his
number 8? Randall Savage?
Top 10
guy. No, it's
what's his real name though? I don't know.
It's a weird ass fucking.
Hulk Hogan is
Terry.
His name's Randy something. His name's Randy something.
He was
though.
actually
played for the Phillies.
Yeah,
he played for the Phillies.
He was a very good baseball player.
He was a minor league ball player.
Yeah,
Macho Man. You got it like
an acapella group too.
I think one of the things that really that really slingshotted him to a lot of people was the Slim Jim shit.
Seriously, but
the Slim Jim advertisements
that they grabbed onto it,
and he's also again like I think he had better ringmanship than the other guys.
Well, his outfits.
And I was gonna say he had better ringmanship than the other dudes we've mentioned, but he did have the physique to match it, like the Ultimate Warrior shit and stuff like that. And like Chris said, how Shawn Michaels took the elbow drop from Randy. It's like dude was a legend.
Well, for me, if I had to think of the most coked out acting guys, him and Ric Flair would be like a best.
When you talk about like.
I don't know if they were coked out, but they definitely seemed coked out.
Had to have been.
A lovable heel,
where
it was like he was a heel. He was always like
charisma off the charts.
That's true,
but
that's very true.
Stream of Consciousness promos. I remember some of that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, him and Mean Gene.
Oh
he's
yeah,
just sitting there looking
talking
around and
Gene's like what the fuck?
Turned and,
oh yeah,
can you feel it? Can you feel it, Gene?
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
Dude, it makes me think of that impersonation made me think of freaking what's his name, Connor, whatever reason, the MMA guy,
Conor McGregor.
Yeah, just ridiculous. I don't know why. It just made me think of it. So number 7 is a guy you've mentioned,
Andre the Giant, and I think he needs to be higher. For me, he's Mount Rushmore. I'd say I can give you my Mount Rushmore at the end.
This is where we're gonna start getting into.
That's fine, but I say Andre is a Mount Rushmore. Personally, because the reason Andre's a Mount Rushmore to me
you think of wrestling, you think of Andre the Giant.
Not only that, but it's like he put over a guy that helped carry wrestling and helped put over other generations regardless of opinion.
That's the point. The thing is, Mount Rushmore isn't the top 4 wrestlers. It's the different
Yeah.
Just like it's not the top 4 presidents. It's presidents that meant something in different categories. You know what I mean? And like, so like, my only argument is, if we're going historic, there has to be one slot for the best historic wrestler. And it's
I was just reading about that here. That when he turned heel or something, right?
To me, Andre wins the match. It's like over. Yeah, I get it.
Didn't Hogan when he slammed?
But what Andre did to the business up until that point gave the foundation for Hulkamania and everything.
Yeah,
so
that's my only point.
And not brought up enough is Andre the Giant's legendary drinking ability.
Oh God, dude,
bro! Like listening to Jake the Snake. If you go and listen to the Joe Rogan interview with Jake the Snake Roberts, he talks about they were driving cross country and having Andre in the back of the van. And he gave him a 30-pack, and it was just gone.
He said, he said he was handing him beers, and he said something about, "Do you want another beer?" And he was like, "Andre, finished." And he was like, "What do you mean you're finished?" And he said he looked over, and dude had drank fucking 2 cases of beer.
The case is gone. He just ate the whole box.
Stop and take a piss, because they would talk about how much he would, it would take him 2 or 3 bottles of vodka to even
dude,
just because of how big he was.
Crazy story, off topic, but on the story of drinking, fucking timeout. Don't say anything, Jeff. I already know you know what I'm about to say, but I want to look it up. This is an insane thing that happened for the guy's size.
Sorry.
He was trying to outdrink Andre the Giant over here, it sounds like.
Oh, little pug. Look at this pug.
Potatoes and over here.
It says, there was a rumor that Wade Boggs,
the baseball,
that Wade Boggs had drank 64 beers on a road trip, but he later revealed that his actual record was over 100. People were saying he drank 64 beers.
Did a whole episode to that Wade Boggs thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
but either way. 6.
This guy definitely, to me, Mount
Jeff
Rushmore.
Can't see it, so
Undertaker. He's on my Mount Rushmore.
All right,
Mount Rushmore.
Let's keep count. My keeps count. Mount
Rushmore. Is this
point is
and Undertaker?
Andre the Giant.
2. Yes, those are my 2.
I'm watching these later tonight.
Thank you.
I'm watching these later.
To be fair, Mikey is correct. He's just valuing the gimmick more than anything. Because the gimmick of the Undertaker is the greatest gimmick of all time.
The longest life.
Yes.
So what is the gimmick? Explain the gimmick to me.
The undefeated streak to WrestleMania.
Hold up. He also takes up another category that not a lot of people know about, which is locker room leader.
That's funny because
the judge.
I'm reading that use the same terminology. The Undertaker gimmick.
He was.
I'm saying Jeff is.
No, Jeff's a savant.
Jeff's a savant. I'm reading.
When it comes to wrestling, Jeff's a savant. Jeff is the first and only person I met that actually knew more than I did, and I only know.
But I didn't mean to detract, but keep going. Yeah.
But no, Undertaker, he's also he could go higher on the list based off of what he brought to wrestling.
And
multiple eras, popularity is what I mean.
First
and he continues to do.
Walkout.
He just at a recent pay-per-view gave the rub to fucking Rhea Ripley.
Shout out, by the way,
Ripley at
Netflix.
You know what I mean?
And the first note of his walkout, you hear that gong, and oh
it's
my
timeless.
God, and it's you already know.
He's 6.
What number?
He's 6.
And what's neat about him too is what's funny is if you go back and look at his early outfit and stuff, we were you always think of him as wearing the same thing, but if you go back and look at the old WrestleMania video games when he first came out, and how much less dark his outfit was. I mean, he did have the black.
Yeah, it was charcoal. It was charcoal.
Bright purple gloves.
Yeah,
and purple and white striped shirt, and he didn't have so much hair in his face. But Dallas connection. Fucking Percy, Paul Bearer. Oh, his guy.
Yeah,
He's I want to say he's from Dallas originally. He
really
was involved with all the because what his name was Percy something.
His name was Percy Givens.
Paul Bearer. But I can remember when we were kids and The Undertaker first came out, Paul Bearer would be walking out with him, and Daddy, every time he would see, he's like, "Oh man, it's Percy. That's Percy from,
that's
fucking
awesome.
Sportatorium and shit with like back with the Von Erichs." So The Undertaker has a little bit of a Dallas connection.
So number 5, Nature Boy himself. Jeff?
Another one you could argue Mount Rushmore, but probably the negative.
I was gonna say, to me, he doesn't make the Mount Rushmore. I don't. He doesn't make my Mount Rushmore.
I would put.
Yes.
I would put Undertaker.
Yes.
Why was he called? Why did he call himself Nature Boy?
Because he's natural. I think. I don't know.
Nah, it was someone he was put up against. He was a tag team before anything. They were the Nature Boys, but basically, he was dead and gone until one of the things Triple H did. He brought him back from the dead
towards the end of WCW,
like
and then NWO stuff was like when I remember him like coming back. Because I remember him taking his shirt off.
He looks so flabby.
What is going on here? Like around the armpits.
Like he's not a gimmick, dude. He's not a gimmick. That's his whole life. He could easily be dead. Like he should be dead.
No, he's one of the few that like he's really that character.
Yes.
He's become that character.
Yeah, he should not be.
So number
number 4, yeah. Go ahead.
So
John.
So this is the.
So number 4, his name starts with John.
John
What's his second
Cena.
name? Yep.
And I can't disagree in a sense of having him ranked so high. The reason I say that,
this is the guy you said you did kick his ass.
Yes.
Okay.
I kicked his ass because he looked at me funny and he disrespected my aunt. And I
said,
John,
you disrespect your aunt?
Well, because my aunt was eating a Dutch baby, and he made a remark about something about should you be eating that? And my aunt was not a big lady, and I took that as a sign of disrespect. So I went outside, and he's not going to tell you. I'm sure he won't ask you. I'm sure he's not going to
properly. You should be eating that. You should send it back.
John more likely is not going to tell you about it. Probably not because he doesn't want to admit it, but because he doesn't remember it. Because I DDT'd his ass on the concrete.
There's actually video of it.
Yeah.
The thing is,
can't
see
but if you look closely in a lot of his movies, he has he still has a little bit. If his hairline at the front, at the top, there's a lump where that lump was where I DDT'd his ass. It looks like a crow's foot.
Before you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so his ass hit the ground hard, bro. I dropped it. John Cena carried the business from 2002 to now.
Yeah.
John Cena carried the fucking business. I haven't watched it from 2002, 100%. But I don't think wrestling would really be shit without John Cena now. He's literally, you want to talk about carrying the torch?
100%.
You want to talk about carrying the torch? I feel like he carried the torch through some very irrelevant years,
and he did transcend the mainstream.
Yes,
he totally
he made irrelevant years.
I think
relevant.
These all guys are like mainstream. That's like a factor that has to be.
And he's probably the best acting crossover from. He's a phenomenal actor. Hats off to John Cena. And also, too, Jeff told me.
I do think he's amazing.
Jeff, tell me also, too, doesn't this dude have doesn't he also have the title for fucking Make-A-Wish, things coming true? Like this fucking dude, bro, shows up for everybody.
And not just from wrestling.
All the kids at the hospital, fucking dude shows up.
All celebrities. He's got.
Dude, seriously, he shows up
650 plus wishes.
There it is. It said it.
Yeah, right here.
650 plus.
Yeah.
People reaching out, being like, "I want to meet John Cena," and he shows up dressed as fucking John Cena. Hats off to the guy, man. Great dude. Great dude.
He deserves at least one C note.
Yes. What's up? Oh man,
number 3.
You cannot
number 3 is
argue with
oh
this.
Hell yeah.
You cannot argue with this man that high.
Steve Austin.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's up there.
I'd put him above. I'd put him above number 2.
This is Stone Cold for me. I got into wrestling for briefly because of this guy.
Yes,
because this guy got me into it as a young kid.
I got back into it because of Stone Cold.
And this was the Stone Cold era whenever it was happening. And the beard, all the shit. Who's the chick he went in the hospital and did he kick her out?
Was it Stephanie or the old lady?
He kicked so many, but I just remember who did he give the Stone Cold Stunner to? A chick. What
Stephanie.
Chick
Stephanie McMahon. Yeah, he stunned Stephanie.
Who shout out? She's aged very well.
Linda. You want to know who he also?
A chick he is funny to me.
Time out. He is the only. He is the only wrestler. He gave it.
He bro, in the middle of a conversation.
he hit the stunner.
Be seeing you.
Like reach out to like shake.
Time out. He hit the stunner on Donald fucking Trump. We can pull that up. And Donald Trump sold that bitch, bro. Yeah. Pull it up real quick.
And yeah, no.
Pull up Trump getting hit with the stunner.
That's honestly probably.
That's why I voted for him.
Why that pussy missed his shot was because Trump's like, I've survived a stunner.
You can have a Stone Cold try that.
Stone Cold stunner, and I walked away from it. I'll be damned if a 20-year-old pussy and Coke bottle glasses is gonna take me out. Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. This is. And everybody loved him back in these days. That's the thing that's funny. Nobody didn't like Trump. Yeah, Bobby Lashley.
Trump, I'm one of the first to ever put a wrestler over. I put him over. They said right there, Stone Cold had never been so popular. Never been so popular till he did that to me.
He had some of the greatest.
Stunned the current staying president.
And is that not honestly? Do we really might be living in idiocracy?
The fact that happened and exists.
Exactly.
Could you imagine like fucking Abraham Lincoln?
This is reality.
Dude,
and I love it. Give me some more of it.
I want it.
Give me some more of this.
God, is it not wild?
Mike Judge was
Number 2, Dwayne. Can you smell?
Stone Cold should be above him.
And honestly, he deserves it. I'll be honest, he deserves it because he's still going.
I feel like Stone Cold should be above.
I put him at number 1.
I agree.
That's just
my
personal.
I will say I can't even lie. I did.
Hold up. Here's my argument. Over time, we're gonna see that number 1 is gonna get diluted, and end up being where like
number 1 will never be diluted, no matter how much you want him to be. Jeff.
Oops, sorry.
He won't.
He will. He'll get moved.
Will Michael Jordan get diluted over
Jeff
time?
Jeff Wilson, I'm talking to you.
Hang on.
Will Wayne Gretzky get diluted over time?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
We're not gonna do anything yet.
These are different statements, but yeah, The Rock, fucking The Rock's still going though.
It's funny.
Still recreating himself. Came out last WrestleMania.
I can still remember when he first came into the WWE with
Farouk
and them, the Nation.
Jeans.
Back when he was Rocky
What's his
Maivia.
original? Yeah,
Rocky Maivia. He was wearing like Dockers.
Well, Farouk was what was Farouk? Gene Simpson? Wasn't that his name?
Simpson?
Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons. It's his real name.
Yeah, because that was I liked him back when he was.
Farouk was nasty, bro. Farouk's the Dominator.
When he teamed up with Bradshaw,
the Acolytes, bro, get the fuck out of here.
Bro,
that was one of the coldest tag teams ever. All right,
every time.
So number 1,
Hulk.
I got
Tell
it.
him, Paul.
Hulk who?
Tell him, Paul.
Oh yeah, the Hulkster, Hulkamania, brother, Terry Jean Balea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, he really did, hate him or love him, man. He's super iconic.
I did have a Hulk little wrestling buddy.
Buddy? Okay. Yes.
I did. My parents got.
I had a Hollywood Hogan. Was he Hollywood Hogan or what was he?
Hulk.
Just the Hulk?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's sick. That's fucking cool.
I know. I wish I still had that.
I had that. Yeah.
I wish I still had that thing. Because I would fight it. I'd wrestle it.
I had Hogan, and then I still have the Little Macho.
Oh, the Little Macho Man. That's what it was. Yep.
So Hulk number 1. I mean, it's
Hulk
kind
Hogan,
of like the obvious.
Yeah.
But it's an easily argue.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. And because I think the reason
there's a couple guys going now who are gonna break that.
Yes. Time out. I was gonna say though.
He's a mystery.
Time out. A couple of things. Hulk Hogan. The reason I feel like what knocks him out of potentially being number 1 has been some of his regular life antics and shit, like the shit he's had going on.
He's made some interesting choices.
So
recorded phone calls, pornography films.
I think what's more damning. I think what's more damning to him is realizing that he was always out for himself.
Yes,
not
but
a locker room guy.
To me,
like would never put anybody over. The reason that a lot of guys didn't get to go anywhere
because of his ego.
Because of
in timeout though.
like
but
that.
here's my thing. In his defense, in my opinion, how can you expect that motherfucker to take any other stance? When you've got the fucking 22-inch pythons, who else? Who else?
I expect him that behavior. Honestly,
who else picked up and fucking slammed Andre?
500 pounds.
500 pounds.
Well,
Hogan.
the thing about it,
like,
too, it's
so
like
that's
the
the thing
time
is that
period.
like that's
You're
the.
before
So I get him
baby.
at that
you're
point.
before
Once
social media,
once
like,
he did
there's
that,
like
once
14 really famous people in the world.
Once
at
he
that time.
did that, and he put like he got put over. That's his fucking right to pretty much act like that. Because it's like, until he fucking dies. I get it that nobody likes it, and I'm not saying anybody has to or like whatever, but to me it's like, yeah, he kind of became the king in that moment. So why, like, I'm not saying I totally agree. If anybody else acted like that, I'd be like, dude's an asshole. But him acting like that, but it's the Hulk. It's Hogan.
It's like
he doesn't have to
expect it almost.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be the locker room guy.
How much of that
he's the
was
boss.
like his fucking personality to begin with?
Yeah.
And how much of that was that in 1980, I'm one of the most the five most recognizable people on the planet.
Muhammad
I
Ali,
can go anywhere in the fucking
Nixon.
world, and people are like,
He said he's more famous than Jesus, didn't he?
He was like Ali,
no,
Nixon.
that was John Lennon.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was like a handful of people.
Did he? It doesn't say it in there, but I feel like I had heard
Suburban Commando. Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah, I was frozen today. I had heard that when he body slammed Andre the Giant,
like blew all his shit out in his back, like tore
of
his shit.
You had a prolapsed rectum or anus, right?
Yeah, he fucked his back up.
That like
I would.
Andre
That makes sense. I would expect that. Honestly,
like Andre had to help him sell it. Like there's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
way like your body.
Yeah, you don't
Andre
slam that
without
dude
him
without-
helping you.
Yeah.
But
you gotta jump
even
and go
with
into it.
Andre
'cause-
helping him sell it, I want to say that like he tore like all the muscles. in
Yeah,
one
well,
of his
because it's
lats.
funny. I've watched the whole documentary, which I know Jeff's seen it as well, and a lot of other people may have. But him talking about when he got put over, I don't really think he knew it was going to happen or how it was going to happen. But Andre said
not
during
until
the
the
match,
match.
Andre just told him, he goes, slam.
Yeah.
He told Hogan, slam. And Hogan was like, oh, shit. You realize, like,
you have to listen. You
all
gotta
right,
just-
fuck.
put-
Like,
yeah,
yeah, it's
because
like, all right, slam
that
him.
was
Like, so
like
he
with
fucking did his
Macho.
scoop slam to set up for the leg drop, and that's history.
Yeah, because that was like Macho Man talked about how much Andre the Giant
Oh,
fucking
he hated him.
him. And he was
Rest
like,
in peace to
anytime
the young.
that
Oh,
Macho
dude, he
Man
hated
fought
him.
Andre would fuck him up. He was like, oh, he hated me. And so it was like,
That's awesome.
like Andre wasn't going anywhere until he decided he was going somewhere.
Yeah, there was.
And so him
Yeah,
putting
try and
Hogan
move me.
over- yeah.
Him, it was funny, like Chris saying that about him not liking
Macho
Randy. He said that apparently they would play cards before the matches, and Andre's sitting there playing cards with somebody, and Randy comes up to him and he's like, "Hey," he's saying, "I wonder if you maybe work a little light tonight," and trying to work over like wanting to like go over the routine and stuff, and Andre's just like, "Leave," like wouldn't fucking talk to him. And they said that when they got out there, I can't remember who it was that said it, but he was like, "Man, Andre beat the piss out of him."
Yeah.
He got him in the
It was,
corner,
Jake
and
the Snake.
he was holding him in the corner, and his wife was sitting ringside or whatever. And apparently like because they knew that like Randy was a dickhead to his wife, and so Andre knew like he was an asshole to his wife in real life, and so he was like, "Seta," or whatever. "This is for you." And was like, "Wow!" and slapped the shit out of his chest.
chopping
dude.
him.
Is that true,
Dude.
Jeff?
No, it happened. Yeah.
That's awesome,
Dude, Andre was the man, dude.
That
That's
is
why he
awesome.
went before that dude being like, "I know this is a business, but this guy's gonna beat the shit out of me." Like he knew that.
No, he
Yeah, dude.
He,
that's
he was the
awesome.
mayor, the sheriff.
he got paid so much just to go over to Japan. Like he was worldwide before, like Chris was
worldwide
saying,
was
before social media.
Did you know what
like,
his name was before he
everyone wanted
became Andre the Giant? Before it got changed,
No.
But I can't remember.
Gay Ferry. And
Gay
Vince-
Ferry?
Gay Ferry.
Guy Furry.
Gay
Yeah, I get
Ferry.
you, yeah.
This up
Because
a
it
notch.
means
Gay
like
Ferry,
something.
huh?
It means something giant.
Yeah.
Like, and so and Vince and them were like, "No, we got to change that." They were like, they said, because I think it happened quick. Like they asked him what his name was.
Flamo.
They like asked him what his name was, and I think he's like, nah, hell no. Like you fucking Andre the Giant, that's your name.
That's
like they
awesome,
changed
dude.
his name.
Oh.
But a couple things before we move on from the wrestling shit, put a bow on it. Honorable mentions. I think we gotta have. I'd love to have seen, like Jeff said, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero. It would have been cool to have seen a Rob Van Dam. DDP.
And just personal favorites in my brief time. Like, what was I liked Val Venus.
Val Venus.
Great and I like business. Did he come out with the towel? Who's the Val came out with the towel?
That was Val Venus.
We can do a top 25.
Dude, because my mom.
I got
this
you,
was
Jeff.
whenever I would go to my
one.
mom's on Monday nights to watch it, and I would watch, and he'd come out that intro, and I ate it up. And Razor Ramon, him and Razor Ramon, I loved.
Yeah.
Oh, Razor, Tatanka.
No Razor.
You talk about Razor, it's like honorable mention.
Kevin Nash, yes, Jeff.
Should be Kevin Nash, and that's what I still remember when Kevin Nash first came into WWF,
and he's like almost
Diesel.
7 foot tall, right? He's like really freaking
Remember
tall.
Diesel?
He's tall.
And Diesel, Diesel still.
Tom Jane through the wall.
Diesel may still have the fastest.
Yeah.
The fastest pin in WWE history because he fought Bob Backlund, and the opening of the match he kicked him in the stomach, hit him with the power bomb.
That was a travesty,
and that was like his intro into the WWF.
Bro, that honestly though, that was a travesty, and I think I saw some dude do a video on that because it was like I think Bob Backlund had it was either
that wasn't supposed to happen or something?
No, it wasn't that it wasn't supposed to happen. It's like that he pissed off Vince or Vince's dad or some shit. And so it was pretty much like, new dude comes in, he's going to kick him in the fucking nuts and slam him, and it's over. Yeah. And Bob Backlund had like a fucking a reign of 8 years undefeated. Dude had a huge undefeated streak, and then Diesel comes in, and he's just
he
like,
was the one that Andy Kaufman.
Oh, okay.
Andy Kaufman had his whole thing, or was that with Bob Back? Or no, Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler. It wasn't Backlund. It was Jerry Lawler.
No, to be honest.
Yes. No, you're not wrong. It was time for him to get fucking jackknifed. Jackknife slammed and be done with.
He was the tail end of that previous generation.
His generation
Bruno
was over.
San Martini, fucking
all I wanted
Ricky
to say,
the Dragon Steamboat,
to put
all
it,
those old guys.
I thought one of the coolest things when we were talking about it earlier, and the reason I say that Undertaker is top, he's a Mount Rushmore guy. If you don't mind, maybe pulling up a video, and the reason it's on YouTube, and then just go to Undertaker theme at baseball game. There's a time they played it at a Dodger game. I don't know why. I don't think any pitcher was coming in. I can't remember. They just played this shit or something, and the effect it had on the stadium. So let me see. Go to just tip videos.
Just copy it into YouTube.
Or I was gonna say
where it's even
but
motherfuckers.
What was crazy
that
is that
watch
the
wrestling,
reaction that it got at a
the
baseball game, and this was within the past 10 years. I mean, this wasn't that there it is.
Oh, there,
yeah, the one right, the first one.
First one. They kill the lights.
Look, and then everybody turns their phones on. So I don't know if it was because they were bringing in a closing pitcher, but you can hear that crowd, and that's at a fucking baseball game, dude.
Right there.
Here it goes. Oh, dude,
when the lights go down
cool.
at
a baseball game, Undertaker didn't even come out. I got chills when
nobody
I
no hitter that night,
pyro, Jeff.
Huh?
Nobody threw a no hitter that same night, didn't he?
He came out. You can't hit the Taker, dude. You can't. You're not in the
big. He challenged the big.
You're not
unit,
taking
though,
the big dog deep in his own yard. Am I right, Jeff?
Nobody gets pyro.
You're not taking the big dog deep, dude.
But yeah, dude, that was a fun little deep dive there.
A beautiful crossover of Taker and everything. Never forget when he fucking came out to Limp Bizkit, dude. Fucking Limp Bizkit, bro, on his fucking bike, dude.
On the chopper?
On the motor.
Yes, when he reinvented himself coming out to Limp Bizkit, dude. Oh,
that's the best way to do it.
We're taking a quick break because we got to tinkle. Well,
We're what, Mikey?
Greetings, traveler.
He's squeezing you.
No, we're back. And
Man,
yes.
I'm worn out, dude. By that, the energy that you guys had.
I know.
During the wrestling talk was infectious.
I know.
I left during that little break. I'm like, man, I haven't felt and seen so much lively excitement, and that just shows you. Honestly, I feel like that was a great representation of if you actually get into wrestling and just let yourself get into it, that it brings that out. It's so cool.
You know what we call that in the business? Those of us that are in the business, you know what we call that?
Breaking kayfabe.
Kayfabes?
No. Jeff, tell them what we call that. We call that fucking heat. Okay, guys? We call that heat. We got heat. No, we're not marking out. You're a mark.
But we're willing.
What we had is
willing
heat.
marks then, right?
Nobody gets pyro.
Not marks.
We had pyro.
Not marxists.
Nobody gets pyro.
There were
and
like
we had
7
pyro.
people that got pyro after Jeff.
Could we be the first like podcasters to come out in the Royal Rumble?
All of us could be gay at the same time.
I mean,
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Like a walk-in closet.
Yeah.
Or a walk-out closet.
I think if I was in the WWF, if I got a call from Triple H tomorrow, and he said, "Hey man, like
I think if Mikey, your phone's ringing, pick it up."
Hello.
Yes,
this is Triple H. I want to know what's your gimmick. We want you in the business. My gimmick. You want to know my gimmick, Triple H? Yeah. What's your gimmick? Look at her knee. See? Ugh. My gimmick.
Triple H on the phone.
I'm sorry. I'm watching UFC, Triple H.
Wait, no, Mikey. This is Triple H. Tell me what your gimmick is.
So my gimmick, I want to be like Scotty Too Hottie.
Who the fuck is Scotty Too Hottie?
I'm coming out like Scotty Too Hottie, Jeff.
I'm hanging on.
I'm coming out.
You know what's funny? Hey, Mikey, one of the.
I'm telling you, fool. Scotty Too Hottie had the gimmick, dude. That dude, he had a gimmick.
Do the worm.
He did the worm.
Okay.
He had the hat, the Guy Fieri, like
with the
hell yeah,
fucking hair sticking
Guy
straight
Fieri
up.
hat.
Well, speaking of Scotty Too Hottie, so it's time for G's jams.
G.
No, the G's. So share some tracks.
Jam and G.
We always love to hear him because this guy always suggests.
They call him Jam and G in the hood.
That I
not because he likes PB&J.
And he will bring his karaoke machine. Or
he actually it broke, so we got to get him a new one.
So we're working on
get him a record.
Hit our Patreon. What's his first jam?
Here we go. So the first one is he calls it his loved one jam. It says "Rest in Heaven, Grandpa." So this one's Luke Combs.
R.I.P.
Remember him that way.
R.I.P. Big G.
Yeah.
Right.
There's an old man in a lazy boy, TV on a western, fast asleep, gray in his hair.
So yeah, man, Luke, that's
Luke
a
Combs,
good
baby.
Feel. So next 20 Gallo one, he calls it his "Send It to Her" jam.
I'm finna send it to her.
Send it to her jam.
I'm doing it. On my phone at
Oliver Tree Essence.
I'm a big fan of this fool's chili bowl haircut.
Yeah.
What was that one called?
It's Oliver Tree.
The song is called.
No, it's Essence.
I'd say,
yeah, it kind of reminds me of like that band Gooey, who had that Gooey Ooey song. This like South African band. That's really good. So it's Oliver Tree.
Listen to that one tonight.
Yep.
There you go, Chris. Put that. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm fucking
this
talking
on Chris's
about.
list.
Yes.
This next one here. Here we go. This next one says Mosh It Jam. Linkin Park Causality. So here we go. This is from the album From Zero.
I think I'd pay money to see G mosh.
Dude, G would mosh hard.
It's cool because I haven't heard any of their stuff since what's his name died.
Yeah.
This is like from the newest, most recent album.
Dude, G's music taste is very broad.
I
very
definitely
broad.
want to check that out. So this last one is his Texas rap country tunes jam.
Matthew's gonna say the name of this song wrong.
Pimp C is a player.
Eyes.
So what, you read this one, Chris. It's Pimp C.
Eyes.
Just read the track. What is it?
Eyes a player.
Okay.
Eyes a player.
It's from 2005.
R.I.P. Sweet Jones. Yeah, he was actually like classically trained to like fucking vocalist and everything. Pimp C was legit.
Yeah, dude. I'll be listening to that tonight.
Let it bang.
All right, what's the next? Come on.
That's it.
That's it. That was all G's tracks. Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
he sends us for a week.
G keeps it short and sweet, man.
Yeah, 4 tracks a week. You
4
don't know what it's
tracks,
gonna be.
man.
Listen to this track.
Yeah.
And what's great about G's tracks, so here's the overall what we're not telling you about G's tracks, is that if you follow the blueprint we're giving you, it will put you
Matthew's movies.
It will push that would be awesome. It will put you in G's algorithm.
I'm creating the
That's
soundtrack
the
to
thing.
our lives.
We're trying to put you in G's music algorithm. If you guys can play this music, then you'll eventually have a good music taste. Is what we're trying to give you.
You'll end up in his algorithm.
You'll have.
No, I think
and
you'll have
you can
just a
slowly
good feeling about
change
life.
His
Yes.
algorithm.
It's a way to manage life.
And it's a way of G of giving us positive vibes to everybody. So thank you, G. Thank you
Shout
for
out
giving us those vibes.
So from there,
Appreciate that.
oh, we'll do a quick thing because we forget to do this, and we'll just let Jeff pull this out of the rabbit's hat. What's a movie to see before you die
Yes,
for this week?
Jeff. Spaceman.
Actually, it has to be from the year we picked. So what's a movie from 1970?
Oh, shit. No.
I'm joking. It could be any year. It can be any year.
It doesn't.
I won't put those limitations on you.
Come on. Think. Don't rush.
Almost Famous?
Okay. All right.
Cameron Crowe?
I thought he said Uncle Seamus.
Almost
All right.
autobiographical movie.
I remember watching that movie.
I'm a golden god.
I remember getting to see that movie on TV because I like was at the age where I wasn't going to be able to go see it in theaters, and then I remember when it came out and I saw it on TV.
Kate Hudson, that is probably the best she's ever been.
I fucking loved that movie. That movie was great. That's a great record. You just pulled that out of your hat, Jeff. Almost Famous is what came to your mind. That's really fucking interesting.
Can I share something that's not?
I might watch that tonight.
Nice.
Go ahead.
I
You didn't like it.
Not at all.
It didn't.
Not me. I'm saying him. He's about to shit.
No, I'm
Go
not
ahead.
going to. Like it's not a bad.
We'd prefer you shit on it.
No, it is a great movie.
You don't. Hey, no offense. You don't.
Outside of Vanilla Sky,
Type of guy.
Vanilla Sky is the exception. Yeah, Jerry J. Maguire. We bought a zoo. Have you actually watched that one? But well,
He said yes.
I'm joking. I'm sorry. No, he's fine. Like honestly, it's a good movie. No, they are good movies. Like and he wrote the screenplay for Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like he actually, so he did a lot of shit. It's a good movie. It wasn't for me. Like I don't buy into this overall style, but I can't deny that it's not a great film. Oh yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman is amazing in everything he does for me.
Everything, but especially
Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned it because I wouldn't, but I agree with it. And that's it.
I do. I agree as well. I think it was. It reminds me of a movie.
Jason Lee, Scientologist.
If you ask me, second, okay, you just asked me a movie to see before you die. It made me think. I'm piggybacking.
I asked him that.
Shut the fuck up. You asked me, and then Jeff. Yeah, Orange County. Oh. Jeff's pick reminded
Jack
me
Black,
of it.
Colin Hanks.
Like, why are
We're just naming movies.
We're just naming movies.
Jeff, movie to see. Pants? Okay, if you died, time out, Jeff.
Why don't we get a segment where we just
time out. Time out. Movie. Say you died, Jeff. Say you died, came back to life. What would be the movie that you see if you've died and come back to life? What movie would you see? Come on, dude. Don't do that.
I mean, you're young, so you probably did like it.
I did. I enjoyed it.
I had a buddy, my great.
It was.
It's fine to like it. I just
Orange
remember
County
in
was
high
funny.
school when it came out, I had a buddy. No one ever.
Hot take. I liked it more than Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I just remember in high school just being like, yeah, But I would be cool with it. I was cool
Hot
with
take, I liked it more than Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
To me, it resonated more than
not at all for me.
It resonated more with me than Ferris Bueller's Day
That's
Off.
fine, you know.
And Ferris Bueller, to me, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was like liking Queen. Like, you liking something your fucking parents like.
Do you want me to show you my top 50 rock bands of all time? Don't me show Queen is?
Queen can be number one. I don't give a shit.
But they're up there.
I like Queen, that's fine, but to me...
Yeah, play some fucking Queen. Let's hear some good.
I'm just saying. Look, guys, that's my. I'm drawing that parallel.
I love it.
To me, that's the same thing. Like, I think that everybody likes to, man. If you don't
before
pay
I forget,
attention, life will pass you by.
The point of this thing, but in my search randomly for finding the best science fiction movies I haven't seen. Like, I went down a rabbit hole of asking AI to suggest, like, really interesting shit. And I even uploaded a thing, and it kept suggesting things, and I would keep saying, yeah, I've seen it. But a couple times, our boys' movies came up in there.
Oh, yes.
Upstream Color and Primer.
Shane Carruth.
And even on, like, some rankings. So,
dude's a genius. Dude's a mad genius. Dude's a mad scientist.
Yeah, so I was almost like, hey, man, whatever you think you did, you created shit that's gonna echo in the eternity for that shit.
So what's your movie?
To see before you die.
Oh, so we go. Okay, we're doing it that way.
If you die, I'm doing it that way tonight.
Tonight, okay, yes, okay.
Jeff, okay, you'll get us another question. Time out, Jeff. No, wait. You're getting another question.
Okay, ask me the question. Is it? What's my movie to see before you die?
Yes, that's exactly what you asked.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be. Like,
no, it doesn't.
It
just wants. It's the answer that I want to see. Yeah.
And there could be 100 movies, but what's one?
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
And not for. This isn't what I would put in the whole.
Jeff.
I wouldn't put this in the what we're doing movies to see before you die. Like, this isn't one that, but this is me answering. I think this is a movie to experience before you die. I mean, do you want to be Jeff?
Irreversible.
Yeah, I know. Do you want to be on par? No, I don't want to be stereotypical me. So it's not be stereotypical me. Back to the Future. Honestly, because for what it's worth, I legitimately do think that's one of the most perfect movies for me ever made.
Honestly, that should be the one. Actually,
I feel like if Matthew was going to say
Back to the Future, it's one of the most perfect movies ever.
I feel like if you were going to say Back to the Future,
I think the other two are personal favorites, and Back to the Future.
And I just loved reading that Gary Oldman interview where Sam Rockwell in an interview was just talking about shit randomly, and he brought up the same point, and I'm like, I love it when I read randomly. It's like, yes, like I agree with everything that he's saying and the way he said it.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were going to say that though, that it's like that's close enough to Jurassic Park, and I feel like that would be the.
They're both movie magic. They're both very movie magic, incredibly movie magic.
I have a question for Jeff.
It doesn't have to be the one movie. It just
that was just my answer in the moment.
I think mine would be.
Yeah, what's yours? What's your movie before you die? If movie to see before you die, Chris, what would you say?
No.
Russell Crowe is one of his first.
It's the first movie that he used his Australian accent in. It's like, oh, that's what was famous about that movie. Once Upon a Time in the West.
Okay,
that is a great movie.
That movie.
Thank you.
It's like a 2-parter on DVD if you have it, right?
Yeah,
2 or 3.
Yeah, it's like a 3.5 hour movie. It's a very long movie, but there's almost no dialogue.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great
movie.
There's very little dialogue, but like the cinematography and
Sergio Leone, that's part of the Italian stuff, right?
It was one that my mom had gotten me for Christmas like years and years ago.
Oh, is that Easy Biz?
I had that movie on DVD for probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Is that the Easy Biz?
And I remember her getting it for me and telling me
that
it's a really good one. You should watch it.
Yeah.
And there was just one night I was at the house.
You finally got around to it. Yeah.
And it was one of like those movies where it's like I remember like pulling up the like the HUD to see how much time was left in the movie because I was like, fuck, it's almost over.
Dude,
it was so like
it's like the whole phenomenon we talk about. You stumble into something, it's so good, you're into it. But like I love that.
That movie was
that's so cool.
Like Once Upon a Time in the West, and it's the first time that I think it was Henry Fonda.
Okay.
Dad.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that sounds right. I haven't actually. That's one I know about. I watched
Peter
all
Fonda,
those.
Jane Fonda, all them.
Yeah.
I think Henry Fonda was the father.
Yeah, who was also an Easy Rider and stuff.
Well, no, that was Peter. That was the son.
So you're talking about the original Fonda.
I'm talking about the dad.
Gotcha.
The dad.
The elder
Fonda.
statesman. Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in the West was like I think the first movie that the first time he had ever played like a villain.
Okay.
He played the bad guy in that movie, and that was what
so he turned
made
heel.
it so like whatever like at the time why people
and that kind of like little fact is what I love so much about freaking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, whatever, because all those little elements, like his character, he went over there, did the Italian films, he comes back and he plays the bad guy on the show. Those are like little facts that were like, representative of all these things, like Chris, like representative of that, and it's so cool.
Because I can remember when we were kids, like our dad is like, he grew up in that time period, a giant Western fan, and the fight between, American Westerns.
Oh yeah, we rep. Where you rep?
Well, I have a question for Jeff. I know Jeff's got Izzy. I don't know if he's got to leave us soon, but Jeff, if you had to recommend a movie to see before you die for a low IQ human being, and it's a subpar movie, what movie would that be? There's your alley-oop, buddy. There you go. You fucking.
And if you had to recommend a movie
look how
for
happy
a
that made
level
him.
human being and who's very critical of film, what would it be? Orange County. I'm joking.
Back to there we go. What's up, Izzy Biz?
Hello. Yeah, what is it?
Izzy Biz.
Paw Patrol?
Paw Patrol movie.
Heck yeah.
Paw Patrol.
Hey, that my record of the week is. What's your favorite Paw Patrol movie?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Who's your favorite Paw Patrol character?
Okay, my rec of the week is if you haven't checked out Paw Patrol, you should definitely do it. And for this character, what was Guy? What's he say? What's the character's name?
Guy.
No, I'm not yet.
My daughter's not there yet. My daughter's but I bet she'll be getting in there soon.
She's
Paw
Patrol
a little over a year. Heck yeah.
Take over your entire
She's
life.
all Miss Rachel still. But cool. So Rex,
go watch Once Upon a Time in the West.
There we go. That works.
Once Upon a Time in the West. That's a good rec. I know what I'm watching tonight.
Yeah, what's your rec then?
My rec, go to a park. If you got some friends to go to a park with, get some friends and go to a park.
Get your park on.
If you don't, go to a park and make some friends. And nicely. Time out. Hold on.
A rest park.
Hold on.
Depends on time of
if
day.
it makes if you have a dog, if you have a reason to be at the park, don't just show up at the park and stand there with your hands in your pockets. Yeah, you need to be at a park where there's going to be other adults or people your age. Bring a book. Sit under a tree.
Use intelligent adult discretion.
Early evening, afternoon.
To a park.
If you have a dog, don't be afraid to maybe go socialize your dog with other people. Say hello.
If at all possible, don't go alone.
Yes.
As an adult, go there by yourself.
As an adult male.
But if you do go there by yourself as an adult male, and you want to indicate that, hey, I'm okay.
Have at least 5 Bibles in your hand that you're handing out to people.
If you want to indicate that, hey, I'm friendly, bring a metal detector or something. Hey, I'm just out here moseying around.
It's a good idea, but it's actually the opposite. That's
going to have a bad effect.
A lot of metal in that. There's a lot of metal in candy.
I learned the hard way.
How candy would make people think like
guys,
this guy's friendly.
Yeah, and just be real cool when you walk up to people if you're trying to make new friends.
My rec of the week is avoid parks.
I don't know if it's piggybacking or just getting way away from the back of this one. But
like
don't
to
go to
change my
parks.
rec. Stay away from parks.
Guys. I'm trying to be positive here.
Like, he's park positive and he's like life positive. He's like one step out of jail positive.
Sir, could you step over here? We'd like to speak with you for a
Be
minutes.
saying
Am I right?
Be saying you.
Basing.
Basing. Oh my god.